Welcome once again to episode 3 of Fate of Legends. We are one short today. Either that or Tommy has gotten significantly more handsome. I'm not sure which has happened. But nonetheless, Loholtz is off, gallivanting about on Banquo, his Pegasus, and distracting the Iltharian knights of the stronghold that our heroes have found themselves in an effort to keep them away, so that you can stealth through and find where you need to go, because you do not actually know where in this stronghold you need to be. You just know that there is a place here that you want to be.
But knowing what I know about strongholds and the fact that they are built almost identically, right?
Yes.
And I have been in the offices of superior officers before.
I would imagine
That I could surmise where 66
I think you could have a relatively good idea.
Quarters would be.
The thing is going to be that the warlord of this stronghold is the Wormhewer warlord. So the throne room and and all that kind of, that's mostly going to be his domain. 66.
I mean, we need to get that guy too.
You can if you want.
How does he spell Hugh?
H-E-W.
Yeah, I mean, but still. It's still good branding.
Hewer.
I mean, I'm just saying, he's got his own line of
I'm going
axes.
to
I
does.
respect this guy.
He does.
That's
That's
shows
yeah,
some
66
initiative.
would likely be in a specific restricted area. He was known to be
Area 66.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Nice.
He was, oh man, that would have been great.
Yeah.
He was known to be cloistered often and tended to dabble in strange, pushing the envelope of what could and couldn't be considered ethical in terms of Rennick science.
Okay.
There were Essex to Reddick side?
No, well, not really. That's
There are now.
There are now. But, okay, so
So alarms are being raised. So you're still.
we did do we need to protect 66.
Yes, you are
so I
still
think we need to go with
standing
that.
in the entrance to the mines. So like the wooden sort of bracers kind of along the sides and the ceiling, and out into the inner courtyard of the stronghold. You can hear alarms and shouts and everything going as you have disguised yourselves as to look like Iltharians, which will, you would know, work as long as they don't attempt any of that sense mana on you. But because that costs a Rennick charge, it's not something they're going to do willy-nilly. There would need to be significant reason
Especially
for them
with
to
chaos
want to,
happening.
especially with the chaos happening. If there wasn't chaos, there's probably at least one of them who would eventually check, right? But in this case, they're going to be reserving those charges for war, for combat, and so you have a much higher chance of success. But you still don't want to draw too much attention to yourself, because all it's going to take is that one, and as soon as they even get a taste of the fact that you have the magic items alone on Merrick's would more than set off whatever sensories they might be using.
Right.
Now, as you are readying to enter out into the courtyard, you do hear sounds from behind you. It appears to be like orders, and you can hear doors being flung open and footfalls and various things coming from in the mine behind you. Because you guys came from like a side tunnel. This is coming straight down the normal mine.
I think we should just keep running.
Let's go.
Like, that just seems like this is what it seems like. It seems like if we stop, we will be noticed.
I
if we
agree.
continue in our path, it doesn't seem as strange.
Yeah, no,
Where
it's a
to,
panic.
Commander?
We're running.
We continually to
I mean,
stride
if
purposefully
we have to
for
go
where
up
we're
stairways
supposed
or whatever,
to be
we
going.
can look back a little bit and just see what it was, just so we know what's happening and what we might be surprised with later. But I think we need to, if we stop right now, it's going to be like, oh, well, why did they stop?
We got your back. Go.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm
Lead the
running
way.
towards where I think the way is.
Okay. Heading out
This
into
is the way.
Yes, heading out into the courtyard. I said you wanted to look back and see what it was, yes?
Well, I'm not going to be obvious about it. So I'll wait until we're in a place where I would sort of be if we have to run up a stairwell and go around, I would.
So you're running.
I would
yeah.
glance.
So you're coming out of the mine out into the inner courtyard. It would seem that in an effort to protect their precious mine, they just kind of built it, or they've either built a stronghold around it, or they mined from the stronghold.
Right.
And as you've headed out into the inner courtyard, you can see the archers manning the ballista and other things, and one of them appears to be a cannon that's being rotated around. You can hear the sounds of combat and shouting from happening just outside the walls in the outer courtyard where most of the combat seems to be happening. Not all of the soldiers are making their way over there. There's still some of the guards who are, of course, needing to
Who
stand
are they
by.
fighting?
Loholt and his compatriots.
Okay.
And
And
it's
is the cannon
Well, I know
tracking
Lowell
towards the
flew
outer
off,
courtyard?
it would appear so,
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I mean, they're running distraction, probably using guerrilla warfare techniques.
Sure.
And kind of in and out.
That's where you throw gorillas into.
Yes.
No, exactly.
Right, exactly.
Polymorph.
Druids.
As you've kind of positioned yourself around the side and you take a look into the mine to see what that might have been, you see a dwarf, long, well-kept, oiled beard with what appear to be glowing green little kind of ties in the beard and the braids,
Dwarves.
Oh, he's got,
holding
like, little
a
renegades.
long flail that's almost a whip, like a sort of a metal whip, but kind of designed around being a flail, which is also green and glowing. And he is currently barking orders at what look to be the most muscular yet also physically that's a good word for this, altered. What looks to have maybe been kobolds at one point, but they've had like weird flesh adjustments made to them. They're bulging out with huge muscles beyond what their body should be capable of, and they have like little weird kind of growths coming out of certain parts of them.
Are they
And,
brobolds?
They're brobolds.
Do
They're
you
like
even
super
lift
small.
brobold?
Yeah.
And they are currently
so.
what seems to be listening to this dwarf who is barking orders. And
Do I recognize the dwarf?
They have a sash?
he does have a sash. It is quite high/low. Is 12,372.
12,000.
Yeah.
Oh, we have even higher rankings than that right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is likely in charge of the kobold mining, and
Sure.
hasn't is not super happy about such a demotion or whatever his lot in life is.
No one of note. No,
But he does appear to be commanding these strange kobold creatures to kind of
Yeah, the brobolds.
I like it.
the brobolds,
I'm
yes,
sure will
to
become a problem
pursue
for
the
us.
mine and just kind of keep an eye on things. And
Yeah, that's a later us problem. I think the brobolds. I'm sure they're going to come back, but we need to. I think we should keep going.
Yes.
Unless
Mhm.
anybody
Yeah,
disagrees.
so, taking a look around, obviously you're not going to go through the main gate. So the portcullis is being slammed shut and everything, and it is, of course, glowing green, so probably not going that direction regardless. But there are a couple of different ways of egress. You have right to your left what appears to be sort of large stable doors, which is probably where like beasts of burden and such would be kept. Then further next to that would be the Rennick's blacksmith. You can still hear the sounds of the hammer being hit onto the metal and the roaring of the fire. Far off, dead ahead of you, would be the door to the Great Hall, which is where the mess hall and all the feasts would be happening. Off to the side of that would lead off to other sections. That does vary what that area is used for. It really depends on what the stronghold is designed to do. And then to the right on the far side would be leading up into the audience hall, but also into the guest chambers and other areas along
Are there any passageways that may be hidden or alternate, escape routes?
That's not
stairwells?
uncommon. It has been known that certain Itharian strongholds would put hidden passageways to kind of throw off some of the normal blueprints. They're usually used for any kind of special weaponry testing or prisons that they may want to keep away from the prying eye.
But there's no other way to get into the main building where...
Not from your current perspective. You'd have to cross the inner courtyard and enter in through one of the many ways of accessing it. Once inside, some of these hallways and rooms do interact with each other, but
nothing I would be aware of off the top of my head saying, oh, the mess hall definitely connects to the kitchens, that definitely connect to the servants' quarters, that then definitely connect to the main stairwells.
I mean,
that type of thing.
That could work if that's where you're trying to go. The problem is you don't really know where you're going yet. Like, you know where you could find the Wormhewer.
Do we find the Wormhewer first? I mean, he's a bad guy.
Fine with me.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean-
that will allow 66 to escape for another episode. Yeah.
The slight advantage we have here is it's not like they're going to run away with the, Adira Sobs here.
No, it is a very immobile.
Right. Now, but 66
But we
might get
also
away.
don't want it to start running.
Yeah, and if the goal here is eliminate... Getting rid of the Worm Hewer seems like that's an opportunity if we can take it. 66 seems like that's the person who's making these devices and really needs to be
The
eliminated.
Worm Hewer is more in charge, but 66 is the one that is doing this evil crap.
Right. That's what I'm saying is 66 seems like a more important target long term, and so I would say let's not mess with the Worm Hewer and focus on getting 66.
And I would argue that he's the one with the ability to build more of
Exactly.
these things.
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
No,
Not
and
anybody
also
else.
I have
I'll
a
agree
personal
with
vendetta against him, and so does Loholt.
Yep. So I'd say let's not be distracted by the Worm
Or now
Hewer.
he does.
And
Okay, well, let's try to find him then.
Okay.
Um,
I think your kitchen to
I
servants
think we go into
quarters-
the. I think we try to do.
66. Hello, 66.
No.
I'm looking for you.
I think we do mess hall to
66
kitchens
said he wants a
to
burger right
to
now.
quarters to whatever. See if we can find thing, and if we
Poutine.
find somebody
Deliver the
that's alone,
poutine to 66.
we can maybe I can
We can
match
get one of the
somebody
servants
who's
to do it.
alone.
Weird idea.
Yeah.
We don't know how this place is. Can we find someone who appears to be super low ranking, like
That's what I
maybe
was
a
just saying.
kitchen person, and say 66 needs you right now,
That's
and
exact-
then
Yes,
follow
needs
that.
us.
That's
right now.
exactly what we were
Yeah, that's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying. Like I said, if we can get somebody that's
That's a great
alone,
idea.
Right.
I can probably overpower
Merrick's your
somebody
genius.
that's alone.
Glad Merrick thought of it.
Yes. Flash of genius.
Yeah, I also just said
Yeah,
it like
no, I know. Flash of
out
genius.
loud, but it's
Yeah.
cool.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Children, just find.
when
We're
he gets
all on
paid
the
the
same
big
page
bucks.
apparently, so let's do it. That's what we're doing.
Okay, so
I
you're
run
gonna
for the
head
mess hall.
to the mess hall.
Yeah.
So you begin to.
Okay.
I don't want to
Now,
get you guys
what I
killed.
think. No, I'm just kidding.
What is
Should we
your?
run to the mess hall?
Yes, I think in the mess hall.
Wait, so in
is gonna
mess
be a great
halls,
place
where
to
do
go
they
through
put
the
the
mess hall
tripwires?
to the kitchen, and then carry on.
What is your method of approach across the inner courtyard? Are you
We're running.
bolting?
Yes, there's chaos happening. People are fighting.
Okay, I'm just going to clarify. You're bolting. You are going to be bolting away from.
Right, but she's
chaos.
shouting like.
I was saying
we
we-
need to go.
I
Yeah.
understand that. Okay, that makes sense.
I it was the first thing I said. I said we must protect
Yeah.
66. So maybe we're on the special science team. Oh,
Yeah,
God,
unless
that
they
sounds
stop
so
to look at
terrible.
your number real and analyze it, they're not going to know specifically who you
Yeah.
are. So.
Yeah.
So you begin running across the inner courtyard. You pass by this large, heaving, mechanized creatures, solid steel,
I'm
just
very
Don't
interested
touch
in
that.
that. No, yeah, I know, but I'm still want to
Glowing
study at some point.
green.
Oh, you know, I
Don't
know not
touch
to touch.
grudges
I
of
know not to
anything.
touch. No, green is mean. I've got it.
yeah, several soldiers following after it. You do notice one of them is wearing sort of this scale mail-like robe, and they have a large mechanical collar wrapped around them with like sort of Rennick green around their neck and spikes, and you can see like little trickles of blood coming out from under those. And as they are nearing over there, they are raising their hands, and you see the telltale sign of mana weaving over top of the troops, giving them what appears to be a blessing spell.
Wait, it's doing a spell?
It does appear to be that way, and they have Rennick
So it's the
constricting into
collar.
their collar.
Can I run a quick Arcana check here?
You can.
I'm thinking that the collar is somehow allowing them to overcome the withering or something like that.
This is new to you.
Yeah, I think
Okay, yeah, that'll be ridiculous. 36.
So they're definitely, you can see that they look to be withered. The same signs that you've seen before with the kind of the black and green veins, the sallow skin. As this collar is within them, it is in fact making them withered, and yet they are channeling what appears to be divine magic, driven by belief, by
divine
zealotry.
magic.
Yes.
Okay, I just rolled a 39 on the same thing. Can I tell anything more about it?
They are accessing not the ley line. They are they are doing instead is they appear to be reaching out. You've seen this before. They are reaching out into the veil and grabbing little scraps of mana through the veil and are channeling that out as magic. You've seen this before as something that Loholt is capable of doing. Through sheer belief, through sheer zealous drive, a will on a dogma, they are forcibly enacting themselves onto reality and have gained the ability to cast divine magic.
Now,
Even without any belief in any, we don't have gods here.
Right, but they so strongly believe in what they're fighting for that they have developed divine magic.
now, does the collar seem like it is necessary? Or
No,
is the
that
collar
appears
just
to be
an act
something
of-
that appears to be something that has been placed upon them. In
Got
fact,
it.
it doesn't look like it could be removed.
Okay, but the basic point is we
Without
don't
a
want to grab
smith.
one of these collars. And,
Yeah,
you know,
without
You don't wanna-
like
you don't wanna
smithing
touch this
tools
thing at all, trust
properly.
me.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
These look like
So-
a aberration of like some sort of weird twisted. This place should probably be cleansed.
Yeah. The whole,
Don't go too far.
yeah.
Well, they're anti-magic.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So just making sure we didn't want to try and get one of these collars somehow, and the answer appears to be no. But very interesting. Yeah, dude. I mean, after we're all done with here, we're gonna have to have just a whole, talk about the science of this because it's very interesting.
Yeah.
We're running.
But first, let's save the world,
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Run-
then maybe cleanse.
Yes,
Then,
running
then
across
planet
the-
needs a bath.
Running across the inner courtyard, you come to the large double doors that lead into the fortress itself. There are guards on either side, which just sort of nod at you.
Yeah.
They're not particularly suspicious or anything. So you swing the doors open,
I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, no. Okay.
opening up into a hallway that extends out to your right, out to your left, with the two double doors to the grand hall before you. Okay. Bursting open into the grand hall, you do see that looks like people are leaving in a hurry. You're kind of noticing soldiers, just their food still untouched, getting up, grabbing their gear, strapping things to themselves. The alarms are being shouted. You hear trumpets being blared, drums being pounded, and they're sort of scattering about trying to get as much as they can out.
Okay, maybe we find someone who's not very important, and we. Oh wait, no. Okay, never mind. We covered that already.
Many of them are running towards you as you have entered in through the primary entrance and exit of the room, and so they are kind of coming towards you, and they look a
fine.
little perplexed that you're entering the room, and they do kind of quickly scan your sash. Now, what number? Are you wearing a sash, first of all?
We are wearing sashes.
1465.
1465.
1644.
Sorry.
Same, roughly.
I'm one next to him.
One next to him.
14.
And what are you broadcasting?
Oh, you were 1465. Oh. I think I said something like 14 whatever, so I will still go with that because that's what I said
Okay.
before. It was like 14.
1726 looks at you, notices you're a lower number, and just kind of continues on.
And I'll point to the outside.
Very good.
And like put my hand on my hilt and point to the outside.
Gives a salute, and carries on.
I keep going.
And you're going towards the kitchens.
I'm going towards the back of the mess hall, towards the kitchens or whatever, to try to let out into the main building somehow, hopefully.
Weaving your way through the tables and upturned chairs and soldiers running the opposite direction, you do make it to the back where the kitchens are. You can see that there are some people back there. Now, these are not knights. These are either going to be folk who work for the stronghold but have not been given the Rennick treatment, or they are very devout members and just sort of do the cooking on their off time, or a combination of the two.
I can't tell the difference between the two.
It's not necessarily.
Wouldn't they be wearing their sashes?
Yes. So as you enter forth, you can see that the sous chef is walking around, and he has a bright orange sash with 731 on it. And then there are others who seem to be kind of cowed, kind of bustling about the kitchen. And they appear to be trying to put everything away, kind of turning off, getting fires put out and dousing whatever they need to do in the excitement. They don't want to have any fires breaking out in the back of the stronghold.
That makes sense to me, and I'm still going to run past them unless somebody tries to
Okay.
question it.
So,
I think that walking with a purpose is much more.
100%, yeah. Moving
Like
as if you're
confidence of
supposed
it.
to be there is going to be a
Absolutely.
really good way. So I'm just going to see if the sous chef... Oi! Kitchen staff only. Go around the other way.
The other way is blocked. We need to get in. We need to go and find 66 now.
Aye.
He needs to be protected at all costs. You know what we're fighting for here.
That's good. Yeah. Why are you protecting him? Doesn't he have his private guard for that?
His private guard has gone to fight Loholt Linvander outside.
Aye, that's who's out there.
Yes.
Oh, aye. Very good. You lot, finish up what you're doing. I got a personal score to settle with that bastard. And he just charges out without his armor on.
Perfect.
Lowell's been busy.
Loholt, nobody here likes Loholt, so that's great. Well, except for me.
Couple of the kitchen staff kind of just look over at you, and look at the rest of you, and then immediately get back to work.
I will point to the meekest of them. Have you made a delivery to 66's quarters today? You.
What? Yeah. It's a little halfway.
Take me the fastest way. I always have to go the main way. Take me the fastest way you know.
We ain't allowed there, miss.
You're allowed there with me, and I will pull my sword out.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, madam. Yes, right away. And,
Go then.
he, just drops everything he's holding.
The rest of you, clean up.
They continue on with their duties, renewed with the vigor of fear, as the halfling
It's blade up the backside time.
takes you off to the side and back along through the servants' quarters and around the back, sort of the back end. It's a lot quieter here. You can still hear the ruckus and the calamity, but there's no soldiers realistically here. There's only going to be a couple of guards, so there isn't a whole lot of activity. Many of the servants appear to be very bewildered, kind of wondering what's going on. And as you come down the hallway, they're all like bowing their heads and giving sort of signs of respect and salute, and not looking you in the eye, not even bothering to check what number you have a sword and a sash. That's all they care about. Mm-hmm. And the halfling just kind of continues to lead you on. And after a little bit of time, you get the feeling he's just sort of leading you around, like as if either doesn't know where he's going or is just desperate to follow your orders, but doesn't understand exactly where he's supposed to be going. You've been wandering around the servants' quarters for a fair bit of time now.
I will call him.
You're starting to recognize the same.
Yeah, I will call him out on it. Where are you taking us, halfling?
I'm taking you where you asked to go, ma'am.
We have passed this point 3 times already.
I apologize. I may have gotten a little turned around.
Do you know where you are going or not?
Ma'am, the orders, we're not supposed to speak of 66. I was worried that me even knowing he was here was going to have you kill me on the spot.
I will kill you on the spot if you don't take me to him now. We need to make sure he's protected.
I understand, ma'am.
Obviously, if I am speaking of 66, I know of 66, so then you and I are both in the know. The others may not be in the know, but I am.
Who's 66?
We won't be punished for knowing.
You will not be punished for knowing.
Very well. I do not know where he is, but I know how to find where he goes. I know the part of the fortress that he's situated in. I'll take you to the wing, and then you should know how to get there from there. I would
Indeed.
assume. Yes. Okay. Right. Terribly sorry. Right this way. Right this way.
Waste my time.
I've got this great idea, though. When we get there, we find someone just slightly more important.
Right.
And give them okay.
You just need to gauge it right. We'll get
You
to the
pick
right
someone
way
who's
then.
not even on the number scheme. Like,
I'm picturing a deer going along a hallway. Are you important enough? Are you important enough?
Pretty much.
he leads you winding around through back down to the southwest side of the stronghold. And this is where you start to notice things get a little different. There is a door before you, Not like the other doors you've seen, which were the standard sort of stronghold doors of the wooden with the iron bracing and the hinges. This one is a solid metal door, and there doesn't appear to be any kind of handle or any way to seemingly open it. And the servant just takes you there and just bows.
Go back to the kitchens and finish
I
cleaning
have
up.
brought you to the right division.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. He bolts.
As soon as he's gone and nobody's around, do you know what to do with this door?
Is it a green door or just a regular door?
It appears to be a metal door.
Just metal.
Now,
Normal metal.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
Beyond the green
But
door.
careful.
Knock.
Yeah. No. Wait. Let's make a rule about doing magic out in the open right now, because that
so
could be bad.
what I was going to ask is just very quickly. I mean, first we've got the question: does it have a lock? It's probably not sealed with magic because they don't use magic. So the thing to me would be either it's got a mechanical lock, which we can take a look at, or is it something that you can use a charge, do your thing on? Because that's presumably
I can
again
do- I
they've
can
got to
use-
be able to open it.
Right.
So,
Knoxville opened a locked portal.
well, I mean, if it's just
If it's a
mechanically
regular
locked, it might just be
mechanical
some
lock,
kind of
that's
weird
true.
Rennick
I'm
lock.
just what I'm worried about is that they have some sort of magic detecting alarm system happening right now, and as soon as a spell goes off, something will.
So what do we notice about the door? Where are
Yeah,
the
I'm just
handles,
worried.
if
I'm
any?
worried
Where
about
There
the
are no
hinges?
handles.
Right.
Hinges, our side?
There are hinges. They appear to not be on your side.
Oh.
If you would like to, actually, sorry, there would not be hinges, but you do notice a mechanism of sorts.
You know what? I'm just gonna really quickly take one of my daggers out and just like touch it to the mechanism and just see if Rennick opens it,
There is a slight flash of green along the mechanism that runs off into the wall.
but nothing opens. Or
Well, it was only like a pulse.
Can you do that thing you do? Your charges or something.
my
like that?
charges don't work exactly like that.
Yeah.
My charges
Or
work a
is-
different way, but I can touch the. Remember how we opened the old door?
Mhm.
But
No, that's a good point.
maybe if I hold, what happens if I hold it? The-
I'm just figuring
The
people
charge,
have to
the,
go in
the
and out of
charge
this
from your
door
blade
a lot.
sort of melds slightly into what appears to be a little bit some green wiring within the hinges.
The
and
green wiring
and the
is
door
definitely
kind of
Rennick then.
opens slightly.
Oh, so I use a psionic mage
To-
hand to telekinesis.
Pull the door open
Yeah,
all the way.
yeah.
Okay. It requires
works.
a great deal of effort, but there is what appears to be like a rail for the door, but and it is quite difficult. But obviously, with enough concentration, the door does continue to slide open.
Okay.
You hear a lot of grating, grinding, creaking sounds as
just
the
needed enough to
mechanisms are
slip in.
fought against.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, since this is taking him a while, I am gonna just sort of be studying it. I'm not going to cast Detect Magic because casting spells, but I mean just from a sort of Arcana / engineering standpoint.
Yeah, investigation.
Yeah, I'm just definitely interested in the
I
science
can't
behind
imagine
it.
that you won't be able to use spells throughout this entire thing because you're 3 magic users and you should be able to use spells. But I'm just
You're
worried
just
about
paranoid.
out in the open. Until we're indoors, at least, I think we should be careful.
Until we have a
20
chance to cast a
26.
disintegrate.
Yeah, 26
26.
investigation.
So, being from Embrourie, you have all kinds of magic technology. A lot of it revolves around using electricity. This appears to be a similar construction. It would appear to be a closed circuit. A simple, is there energy? Is there no energy? If there is energy, thing happens. If there is no energy, thing does not happen.
Could this possibly be something that, under normal circumstances, would be powered by the Saab, the big tier?
Yes.
All right, interesting, because we knew that we were saying that was something that was going to be able to power other devices. So there may be other
If
things
they
around.
were to take a Rennick wire and run it and get it all the way down to that reactor, the energy would seep from the reactor up the wire all the way out to this door, which would then allow it to be opened either by connecting. So if you have a break in the wire, right, and then you flip something that puts a piece there,
Right.
it goes through and it works, and then you move that and it stops working.
So,
you could
you know,
open
again,
and close a door.
with the understanding that he's got it open, but also because that means we're going to be through on the other side. Does it look like perhaps on the inside there's a switch or something, or does it look like
Well,
he's
so
got to be
as
doing
the
that-
door opens, it does open up into a room. It's a lot more lavish than the previous rooms that you've been to. I mean, you've only really been through the servant sections. This appears to be like there's a nice velvet or olive green carpet with orange filigree all along it. And there is sort of like what appears to be an entrance hall. You can see statues of figures in what appear to be long coats, ostentatious presences. And in each of them are sort of in a pose of contemplation of thought. And there are other similar doors kind of lining either side and at the far end. And you do see that on the other side there is what appears to be a switch that would probably do either the complete the circuit
so once
and the circuit.
Once he gets in, gets us in, I'd be like, oh, well, let's close, close the garage door
so
that we've
flipping the switch will send the door will cause like this green glow around it, and it will just slide open.
Because we can open it again if we need to. Yes.
Now, I am a genius, but not as much of a genius about this stuff as you. So, is there a way, if the machine that is in existence here is powering things like this door, is there a way to follow the wiring through the walls or whatever to find the machine? Also, is there also a way to maybe overload the machine with power from another section like here and then just fry the machine from afar?
I mean, I'm going to guess, and then I'm going to ask you.
So no, because this
that's too
isn't where...
easy?
No.
Well, I
for a
think
specific
too much
reason,
power.
because where the reactor is absorbing the mana is where it would need to be overloaded. This is not where it is being absorbed, and you don't know how many other breaks there might be.
Right.
Sure.
in the cable.
But we could maybe
The other-
follow the wiring so we could find the machine.
That I think
That's
seems like a good idea.
feasible.
The other thing about it is if we were using enough power to fry the machine, it would fry the wiring before it ever.
That's
reached
that's the other thing
That's
too.
true.
If you cause these, if you're trying to break the structural integrity, and you're using that on the wiring's going to go way before it reaches the other.
Okay.
But what about the idea of following the?
That would make sense.
After we kill this guy.
It would appear that the doors on either side are similarly
Sure.
kind of running, so it might seems like it might
take a
be
little while,
across this chamber. And as you're contemplating this, one of the doors does light up green and slide open as a figure emerges. Meanwhile, as Elminster, Merrick, Zadira, and Melf trek further into the Eltharian stronghold, and Loholt swirls around on his Pegasus above, the light rain continuing to dampen the ground and scatter along the trees and the leaves. Hidden in the shadows, just on the outskirts of the stronghold, hearing the sound and seeing what is occurring, are two elven figures, friends of Loholt's who have been sent ahead for scouting. Who do we see beneath these sparse trees?
Well, maybe not beneath, but Embrourie, Darkblade Tharnandrin, is perched up in a tree, and he's staring intently at the fortress, watching Loholt foolishly and brazenly swirl around in the air.
Yeah.
And I'm anticipating that I will once again have to save his bacon.
Yeah, this isn't the first time that's happened.
Anyway, I'm perched in a tree. I have my hand crossbow drawn, and I'm awaiting a signal for us to make a move.
And next to you, or beneath you, or above you,
Gabriel lies in the grass on his back without a care in the world, just waiting, throwing grass in the wind, closing his eyes, relaxing, getting what needed rest he needs before, once again, killing as many people as he can possibly find. He's an elf, small ears, jet black hair, dresses mainly all in black, pretty young but fairly weathered. And that's about it.
Okay. You do hear the sound of commotion, shouts, clanking of metal, the rolling of wheels, and flashes of green off in the distances. You also hear the sound of Banquo, Loholt's Pegasus, rearing, and the familiar sound of air being disturbed as the Pegasus comes directly towards you, a few white feathers fluttering down next to your eyes.
Gabriel, can you please just pretend to be ready for something?
I'm ready.
Are you?
What do you need me to do?
How about stand up? Just stand up. Please.
Okay.
Lowell's going to be here any second now. He's been flying around Banquo for a few minutes.
Okay, I'm up.
Okay. It sounds like there's
Little
some commotion in the base, so whatever's going to happen is happening soon.
And
Okay.
we're going to cause our own commotion.
Well, from what I've seen, there's definitely some commotion within the fortress.
The motion of the commotion.
This isn't funny.
I mean,
For real.
it kind of
This is
is.
for real right now. Okay?
Sure.
It's always for real.
Sure. Okay, so what's the plan, Master Tactician?
Great question.
I'll
First
actually
things
listen
first.
to you this time. Because
I
I've got
highly doubt
nothing.
it, but I believe Lowholt will have additional information from which we can craft a custom strategy.
I can't promise I'm going to listen
We
to him.
only need to draw out a few of the Eltherians, remember. Not a lot and not none.
So
Until the moment,
should we just walk up then?
I think
'Cause
we're
there's
going to
just-
have to
there's just
walk
two
up
of
a little
us.
bit. Where is Lowholt right now?
How many
I'm
would they
looking
send
around.
for just us?
I'm looking to spot him.
So how much are you flying around? Gather. I mean, you're gonna.
Well, I don't want
gather-
to fly where they're near. I'm not going to hover where they are because I don't want it to be like, oh, he's landing over there.
Right,
Go over
yes.
there. So I will probably like.
You do see the balliste
Yeah.
archers kind of getting themselves.
So I want to lead them off a little bit and then go into the tree line and then just kind of because Banquo's made of light, so he's not like he can be non-tracked. So when I'll go down into the distance and then as I'm going in, I will use my Zanku power. What's it? Cantrip to cast light in the distance in the same tone and color as Banquo. And then as I land and the Pegasus disappears back into the small figurine, I tuck it into my armor. I'll have the light fluttering in the distance, casting it several times, probably as far as the light cantrip can go in terms of range, and blocking out, making them shoot into the woods or the trees. And when I hear ballista crashing down,
Yeah, there's a huge bolt that just comes, just piercing through tree after tree after tree,
In the
embedding
distance,
itself in the ground.
so as I'm retreating, I'm going to keep blasting it, but then eventually, I'm just going to duck down, remove the light from Amberfang, and then just kind of crawl my way through the trees quietly as the commotion's over there.
You can hear the shouting, and
Yeah.
then occasionally the dirt erupts next to you as another
Yeah,
ballista.
as I'm kind of like
flies
moving
off.
through as stealthy as this could be.
You're doing it at a distance in trees.
Yeah. I don't know where they are exactly.
But
I
we
just
know where you are.
generally. Yeah, I just know generally where they're supposed to be, and I don't know whether I'm encountering them or Roessa and Wrath
Once
and the
we
other parts. Of the
can we see where he goes down, and then we'll just start sort
Yeah,
of
you can start
stealthily
making your way
our
over towards where he
him.
was. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm basically just army crawling in the dirt and being like, "Psst, guys,
And as you're crawling through the dirt and the weeds and the grass and the flowers and the smell of the grass being cut and the dirt and the earth penetrates all through your senses, just two pairs of boots are dead ahead, black in color. One of them very stylish slippers that seem to stick to the earth as if they're kind of molded, and the other one just very light, sort of just perched atop the grass itself.
I'll go a little bit further, but not
So we
within
see this
groveling
giant
range.
tin can lurching through the grass.
Yes.
You can
You want to throw something at him?
maybe later.
Because they can see me, but I can probably barely see them.
Yeah, you're keeping your head down, and you've got a very long grass, and,
Yeah.
and
You can get up, Lowholt. Anyone that didn't know you were here before already knows you're here now.
you hear lots of shouts.
You're making enough noise. You're just a beacon. Do you actually think nobody can see you right now?
Well, at least I'd like to try. I'll just sit up.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Yes, and we can talk in a minute, but let's get a little further away because there's a pretty good chance they know still roughly where we are.
You can hear the sounds of the gates being raised, the portcullises going up, and the hoofbeats of
Here they
horses.
come.
Okay.
Why do we need to move? They're coming right to us.
We just need to cause a big enough distraction to let Merrick's and the rest get in.
Wouldn't killing them?
I think killing a few might do the trick.
All right.
Of course, I did just send 3 wizards, 3 magic users into the middle of an Eltherian fort. Well, let's hope for the best.
Well, peering through the forest line, what? So we heard the gate. What do we see?
Yeah, you
How
can
far
see-
are they? Yeah.
I'm going to say you're probably a couple hundred feet away. You're not going to be so close that you're going to pick up any kind of sensory, but
Wait here. I'm going to scale a tree. And
Okay.
just, using my cloak of arachnid, I just fly on up that tree and try to get a better vantage point. which I will then climb back down after,
Sure. So you pick a large tree, you climb up to the top, and as you gaze out at the scene, you can see the walls rising up. You can see they have lots of archers manning the walls. Previously, you had been keeping an eye on the stronghold, and it seems as if the guards have now doubled in size. They have definitely front-loaded most of their soldiers, although you can still see the other walls are still very well protected. They're going into what appears to be some kind of defensive structure. They're turtling in.
Okay.
But you do see a platoon of horsebacked knights that are riding out towards where you saw Loholt initially descend down on Banquo.
Platoon
And they
is
appear to
20?
be- Yes, and you can see them kind of start to fan out among the trees, and you can hear shouts and
So while that's happening, Gabriel's leaning against the tree.
Yeah, I'm just
So,
hanging out.
so recently, I just paid an airship captain with a bunch of your money. So Loholt leans in and says, I hope you don't hold it against me for, paying Captain Flint from the Diamond Skull's coffers. You see, he's a very good captain, right? And you could use his leverage someday in the
Aren't
future.
you a king? Don't you have your own money?
I'm not the king. There's no king. Not
While
yet.
this conversation is happening, I'm just whinily yelling down the tree, there's about 20 riders. Can you guys please pay attention?
We can't see them. There's grass and trees in the way.
Are they coming towards us?
Well, I'm trying to tell you guys things. What are you talking about down there?
they're going towards where he went down and fanning out. So theoretically, if left alone, they will find you.
All right.
They're going to find us.
Isn't that what we want?
Well, not like this.
I mean, it's only 20. And it's not like they're all going to be on us. We get just one by one.
We could skirmish them, or if the cavalry's left the base.
What were
because-
their numbers? They have numbers, right?
On the sashes, yes.
I don't think he could see them from that far off.
What do your elven eyes see?
I can't see the sash numbers, but I know that there are around 20 of them. Question, how many ballista units are there?
There is one on each of the 4 towers.
If we
So
could,
2 are pointing kind of, the 2 have like swivel a bit. So at any
They're
given
swivel,
time,
yeah,
we would
yeah,
have
exactly.
to deal with 2.
I would also say, to your point, Gabriel, that the way that the warlords are structured in Chimeras, because each warlord considers himself the emperor, each warlord usually gives himself the number 1 and then divvies out their soldiers in accordance. So the number system in the various warlord districts are not necessarily conducive to their overall
To the
power
original
level.
war?
They're still going to at least let you know like levels of strength within this unit.
Sure.
But like a 2 in one warlord's fortress could be very different from a 2 in another warlord's
Gotcha.
fortress.
we could simply just take one of those ballista, then start to take the rest of them out. How? I don't know. We've fought greater odds before. Look, the cavalry's left the building. All we have left is archers and things. That should be a piece of cake for you.
Well, where's Roessa? Can't she just ting, ting, ting?
Where is Roessa?
Roessa is currently on the other side, positioned with Wrath.
Great. The non-stealthy brand.
Why do we split up?
I come back down the tree because I've
We
done
always
scouting.
split up.
So what's the plan? I overheard something about trying to overtake a ballista unit.
The cavalry is out, which means that the fort itself is probably less fortified. The more
Well, no, is that
disturbance we can make in there, the better.
You mentioned the walls are fortress height,
Yes,
which is 120 feet.
something like that, yeah. Stone, brick, mortar.
I mean, we could get up there, but I don't really know how to use a ballista. You don't do that.
If we can position ourselves properly, I could use wind wall, assuming there isn't a Rennick blade to suck it up.
In the
To
castle
stop
of
the
Rennick
arrow.
Blades.
Well, then we only have to deal with the... Well, I mean, yeah.
You're supposed to be the smart one.
Well, I don't think it's a bad idea. We just,
Okay.
if we're going to take a ballista unit, we have to get up that wall and overtake it. We're not going to charge the
But how long is that wind wall going to stay up?
Well, if you want,
10 seconds?
I could get on the Pegasus again and divert their attention once more, and then get you into the fort.
I'm not worried about getting into the fort. We'll get into the fort. That's not a problem.
I can't
Just
I
doing-
can't climb those walls.
If we can get to
Oh,
the
he'll
base of
carry
the
you.
wall, we can get up the wall.
Yeah, the problem is like, okay, what are we doing when we're in the fort? We take over ballista for what? To shoot the other ballista?
Just cause general havoc. However, the horse is coming near.
They're slowly fanning out, and you can start to hear shouts echoing through the trees and the sounds of hoofbeats. But obviously, horses are not
Yeah.
well designed to go through forest, so they're just kind of tramping around.
You know they're spread out, and we could ambush them one by one and cause havoc. The more havoc we cause, the more units they will send.
Definitely.
How wooded is the place we're at right now? Like, can
It's
they?
sparse wood, so you're not going to be. It's not like redwood level, but it is going. There isn't like a huge forest. It's more of
Right.
like just kind of shrubberies.
So we
and,
can't step out of the forest into kind of the view of the
You could.
castle.
You could do that.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying because
There isn't. What I mean to say is there isn't enough woodland for you to like permanently continue hiding. Like eventually they're just going to cover all that ground.
No, totally. I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, if we kill them one by one and then throw their dead bodies out of the forest, and they'll slowly or faster come out, and we can loop around to these holes inside of the garden.
I'm going to actively sort of crouch down and kind of put my hand on the ground to feel for tremors, and I'm basically using my ranger prowess to try to find loosely where the closest of the riders might be.
Oh, very
so
good.
we can start moving in to ambush one of
Give
them.
me a survival check.
The only ability that I have that's of a distance is Moonbeam. If I could summon some of the moon rays, what'd you get? What'd you get?
Is that a 3 or an 8?
I got a
That's a 3.
I got a 9. I got a 9 on my survival. And, you know, but I'm really just...
Yeah, the issue is that there are so many horses going in various directions. It's hard for you to get a beat on any of them.
Sure. It looks like we could pretty much head in any direction right now and find a rider. That's how you spin a negative into a positive.
You truly are
A ranger among rangers.
a premier tracker.
I only took survival because you guys asked me to.
I didn't even ask.
I wouldn't even use it.
Ranger with those.
Okay, well, do we want to do that? Do we want to take out a couple horsemen?
That was your idea.
Was it?
What was your
I
idea?
said that if it goes, it was his idea.
It's a pretty good
I
idea.
thought it was your idea. You're the tactician.
I would generally abstain from killing. I think you guys should know that about me by now.
They're Ethereans.
This is why I make an exception.
Excellent. I can cause distractions a good distance away with the moonbeam, but the light column will attract them to us. So perhaps if I spread out a little bit and let you take a few of them out, I can at least continue to drop these in the
All right.
distance.
So we can use magical abilities to alert them to us, basically, and draw them to us.
Yeah, using the mana weave, we could get them to go to different places without them even understanding.
Would that work with at will, like cantrips? Like, would that just
Yeah.
like? Oh, okay.
Anything that they could like see that they would recognize as magic.
It's about
would
the
like be
distance.
attractive.
And I
Yeah.
was looking at
Okay.
all the spell cards. I'm like, 60
Well, then-
feet, 30 feet. Ooh, Crown of Battis
Let's
is
do this,
120 feet.
Minor illusions.
Let's triangulate. Hold on now. I'm gonna go back up the tree. You're gonna stay on the ground.
What?
You are. What are you? Gonna
Whether
do?
I want to or not.
Okay, what's the end goal?
The idea here is that we all have cantrips. We all just ping and confuse them a little bit, draw riders into certain areas where then we hit them from 3 different angles.
But like, what kind of cantrips are we talking about here?
The ones that don't use slots.
Well, that's why it's a cantrip.
Well,
But I mean, like, are we? Well, because like, what do we want? Illusions? Do we want?
Doesn't matter.
Do we
You're
want to
just
hit them?
Using it to lure them in. Just use whatever cantrip makes you feel good. I
But
don't
you-
understand.
Can't you tell us where they are right now so we can just go to
I
them?
just told you we can go in any direction and find one.
Any direction?
We're bringing them to us. It doesn't even matter where they are.
But we don't want all of them to come. That defeats the purpose
That's
of picking
why
them.
we're triangulating. We confuse them.
You keep using that word. I don't think you know what that word
It's
means.
triangular. It's 3
Okay.
points.
All right, man.
You know
I'll
what?
just-
You're out. We're just going bilinear. You do whatever you want. You and me. Cantrips. I don't understand. You know what
I'm just asking you for a little bit more direction.
Oh my
like, what
God.
kind of?
So
do you want me to
Lowhold
make
is
some
watching-
sounds? Do you want me to
Whatever
hit
you
them
want.
with some fire? Do you want me to
Look.
make some lights?
Yes,
like,
lights.
Give me.
Yeah,
do you want me to
sure.
talk
guys
to
make-
them?
No,
Like,
no, just lights. Both of you. Lights. You need lights.
All right.
Lights.
So Lowhold is just watching the tree, the argument between the two of them, and he is just at this point walking off a little bit to the distance while this is a regular standard affair for him, and he's going to wait until whatever they do goes off, and any glint of any horse that's separated from other horses. I need clarification on their absorbing capabilities from a distance, and if I were to drop a moonbeam of 120 feet away, they can stop that.
If they can see you casting the spell and they're within a certain distance, they can stop it. Otherwise, the only way they can dispel it is by getting in close with it.
Right. So if I drop it on them, I'll get that surprise. Same with Crown of Madness.
Right. If they don't know you're casting the spell, they have no way to see you casting the spell. They can't detect that you're casting the spell. They cannot absorb it because they have no idea it's happening. And once it's cast, they can then go in and dispel it.
Right. Okay. So, but if I Crown of Madness one of them and succeed, how would they then be able to interact with it?
It would affect them. And then assuming that they're able to figure out what's going on, they could then just unravel the spell from that individual, but it would likely take them
Time.
a little bit of time to figure out what's happening and then
All right.
sort it out.
So, as they're arguing, Laholt will just casually lean back and say, "All right, I will take care of one of them in the distance and cause commotion amongst the ranks. You figure out how to take out your grouping, and hopefully enough of them will come this way. But we will need an exit strategy. I know mine." He pulls out the Pegasus.
Won't they just suck up the Pegasus?
I'll just take to the trees and run away.
There we go. All right.
Can I just leave?
Of course. So Laholt will walk his way probably about 30, 40 feet away from them, but still try to see into the... I can't see into the dark, so I have to wait and see armor glint or whatever.
I'll try to be the one to lure them in from up top.
I mean, it's not super dark.
And there's rain still. He's like,
There's a light rain. There's a little bit of a gray mist, but it's not super like visually impairing. It's sort of a light obscuration. So at a good distance, it'll be a problem, but from like for general purposes, it's really not going to be that bad.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
Hide in the grass. If you're luring them in, then when they come, I'll just ambush.
Yeah,
them.
I'll stay probably 60 feet away from them in a triangle if I can. So I'm 120 feet away, and as soon as I can see any one of them, let me know. So I'll let them. So what are you going to do to distract them?
I'm going to go I'm up to the top of the tree, and I'm just going to start pinging a true strike cantrip.
Yeah. So you're just going to be like,
I'm just going to kind of
magic.
beacon.
I'm
just
What is the
dancing
distance
lights.
of detect mana?
60 feet. I think.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be. Yeah.
Can we just do dancing lights to run around the tree?
I just don't have a cantrip that I have other than that one. I don't want to use a
Don't do
spell
something
slot
that's going to
right
beacon that tree. Or you're going to get ballisted.
Well, that's the thing. Like, even giving them cantrips, they suck it up. Aren't we just making them stronger to fight the
They don't get anything from cantrips.
Okay, we'd know that.
I think you would know that.
All right. Then I'll do some dancing lights with your true strike and just...
What's the distance on dancing lights?
That's a great question.
Because
Great question.
you don't want them too close to us, right?
Well, I'll just do it like right where I am.
Much easier entering the fort with Merrick's and everybody, thinking I got this covered, realizing, well, they're screwed. I have no idea what's happening with them. But this, we're gonna make sure we don't get shot here.
It's 120 feet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. That's like the perfect range.
So then, so I'm going to be pinging this, and the idea here is that when I see a rider coming by, assuming, I don't spot another 3 right behind it, I'm just going to drop from the tree and just try to smoke it and then take off into the woods.
So just to clarify, you all have split up, right?
Well, I'm close to him.
Yeah, I think he's on one of the trees nearby, and he's below the tree.
Right.
In the distance, firing off dancing lights.
Yes.
Probably even, if you want, you can make it the same color as Banquo. And that way they think the Pegasus is riding around in the trees.
Sure.
And I'm gone the other direction, but still within 60 feet of them. And I want to see almost in some weird triangle where whenever these riders start to arrive, if I see a cluster, then I want to crown one of them because then that will distract them all.
Okay.
Then you can just jump down on them. Oh.
So the dancing lights swirl around the tree, and you hear this distant sort of gears clattering as a ballista bolt just punches directly into the forest fringe.
True
right
strike,
where
true strike, true strike.
the was. And you do hear the sounds of hoofbeats getting closer and shouts like, over there! As a couple of them begin to approach. So you're up in the tree there. You can see approximately 5 horsebacked knights heading your way. They seem to have broken off.
How are they spread out?
5. They're not exactly super clustered, due to the simple fact that their horses just can't get through the trees.
So like 10 feet apart?
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
But they are weaving through the trees, and they're trying to move reasonably quick on horseback, but obviously they are struggling to... They
We're
can't
gonna do
just
all
go in a
5?
straight line.
I suppose we're going to do all 5. My question is, would we know what type of Ilthurians these are? Are they the ones there's no markings that we denote whether they're the type that can suck up magic items?
History? Would that work for us? Because we've all fought
I think a history check would work, yeah.
All right, we'll all do one, I guess. Oh, well, that's a natural 1, so I will be... I don't remember the last time I fought these guys.
History,
I got a
intelligence.
13.
I got a 19.
19. You do recognize that this squad appears to mostly consist of what you would know to be relic hunters.
Oh no!
One of them, however, who appears to be in charge of this particular squad of 5, is a little different. They are still dressed in the accoutrement of Niltharian Knight, but they have a solid, glowing Rennick green collar around their neck. And they appear to have sort of longer scapulas and like robes over top of their armor.
Traitor.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
We kill him first.
Yeah, sure.
Red and green
or
color.
your
So
rogue. Do you have any
he sees
rogue?
this, right?
No.
Or do they see this?
Everybody
No,
sees
I
this.
need the-
So he knows that they're relic hunters, but he's not aware of what this collared one is, although he can determine that is something that
And what do I see from where I am?
you see basically the same thing. Now, you wouldn't necessarily know that they are relic hunters. I think you would know.
No, I rolled a natural 1.
Yeah. I think you would know that they are definitely
History is
Niltharians.
plus 10 and 11 still, but
Yeah. So you kind of recognize that these are these don't appear to be full heavy cavalry. They appear to be more light cavalry, something used to skirmish and track.
So as they're coming in, and I see that they're kind of still staggered, but whichever one is staggered back enough to be out of the periphery of the rest of the horses, I'm going to very silently chrono shift. And that ability is going to take away 10 feet of their movement. So they're going to stutter in time and just kind of just fall back.
And this is the one just kind of further out.
Yeah, whichever. I assuming they're riding like they're all riding like a staggered format.
Horizontal or anything.
Yeah, so as they're the one that's in the back, because I don't want the one that's going to be time shifted to be in the view of the other knights,
Yeah,
because
the one in the back,
they'll see the weird
for
time
sure.
movement, and I'm just going to like just slowly chrono shift one back so that they've fallen back a little bit, so I can target that one with the Crown of Madness. But I'm going to wait to see what they do first. So I'm just chrono shifting one back.
Okay, so that knight looks rather confused as all of a sudden his horse just kind of backs up 10 feet.
I would be paying attention to that.
Oh yeah.
And you would know my time
and
tactics.
that
so.
would be the moment that I would drop and just try to smoke that guy. So my
the one that I've targeted, or a
the
different
one that you've targeted, because he's now been pulled back a little bit. So I'm going to see that stutter happen, and I'm just going to drop from the tree. And as I come in, I'm going to extend Lagitang as I hit him to try to like extend the spear like into his neck.
I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when they turn around, I'll come to them.
So you can go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage.
And then the only other thing I'm wondering is, in terms of just before I drop, if there's can I do like a bonus action to potentially cast? But casting might not make sense right now is my only thing. So
do they notice he's there?
because I don't.
They would not know he's there. They're busy
So I would have
paying
the
attention
element of
to the- to
surprise
the
as long as I don't
dancing lights and
cast.
things like
Could you cast a bonus action spell and then still get the element of
Without
surprise, or would the
alerting
bonus action
Does it
spell
have a
give it
verbal
away?
component?
What spell is it?
Well,
What spell would it be?
I guess I could. Well, I guess I could do Hunter's
Oh
Mark.
man, you know what I thought about doing? I thought about giving you some bardic inspiration too. That would have been reaction cast.
Yeah,
Damn
it's
it!
vocal.
If it is vocal, then you'll have to utter arcane implements, which will probably alert them.
Well, that's okay then. Yeah, don't worry about it.
You could use the favored enemy or whatever thing.
So favorite foe is when I believe it's only on a hit. When you hit a creature.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes.
And then I mark them. So that is what I'll be doing. So then, I'm just going to drop from the tree, like I said.
Drop. So Loholt is sitting there, and he's got his whole plan built up. He looks over. You see him start to chrono shift, thinking that he's going to target that one with the spell. And then Embrourie flies out. He's like, "That's right."
That's the plan.
Yeah, I guess that's how it works. He was going to kind of madness that one, but he's probably going to be dead now. So
Well, we don't know.
that's good.
So that is what I'm doing. So I'll get an attack with advantage, you
Yes.
said? And then because it is, I get this Dread Ambusher as well.
Oh, that's good.
So I'll get an extra D8 on the hit, assuming it lands. Okay. A 21.
Yeah.
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 22 rather.
That'll do it.
Rather. Okay, so then a D8 plus another D8 for the Dread Ambusher, and then it'd be plus 7 on top of that for the damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
14,
nice.
14 and 8 is what, 25?
That's not 14, that's 15.
15 and 8 is 15 and 7 is 20.
22.
22 damage.
D&D, educational game.
And then it would be and then is that just a surprise attack type thing?
Well, you would get all your attacks because there'd be a surprise for the whole thing.
Okay.
Because you would basically the idea is that you come down and you just...
So then I'll come in and I'll like basically extend to just like try to jab him. And then once I hit the ground, I guess, maybe I land behind him and now I'm like trying to like choke him out or something like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Attack. Yeah, because what do you make any noise? Oh, I guess the sound of the agitating smashing into the armor would make a big clank.
Yeah, this is not going to be a quiet takedown.
All right. Do it.
And that's going to be 20.
Dirty 20 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that does hit.
So then that's only on the first attack that I get that. Okay. So
Oh, jeez.
15.
So
15.
oblong?
Are you rolling like 8s? Jeez.
I'm rolling
Yeah.
them all. I'm rolling.
So you did 20 something, 15 more. You only get 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now basically I'm wrestling with him on the behind him.
How's he look?
Or the
Does Gloomstalker get an extra bonus action attack on surprise?
Wait,
I
don't they get a
Ah.
bunch of damage?
Yeah, they do.
Well, I know that's what. So the first attack you get the. You deal an extra 1d8, which I rolled on the first attack.
Anyway,
Yeah, I thought that maybe they're a high enough level for the.
maybe, yeah. So as you jump out of the trees, Lajatang extended down right between the helmet and the breastplate of the half plate that this relic hunter is wearing. Very brave of you to magic weapon go first on a relic hunter.
Yeah,
Surprise!
surprise.
And the blade's curved edge and kind of pointed just sears right through the body as you feel the haft slide through flesh and bone. It is not quiet, but it is not super loud as you do hear the as it comes down, and the horse kind of rears back slightly, causing the others in the lead to kind of rotate around as they then witness you just kind of suspended by the weight of this corpse that you're now impaled upon.
That's what I'm going to crown of madness. One of them, the closest one, the furthest one away. That's not paying
and that's
attention
a
to me.
wisdom save, right?
Yes, it is. So crown of madness. So I will stare deeply down at that one that's unsuspecting as he turns, and for a moment I'm going to reach into his mind and whisper sweet nothings. Wisdom save.
And are you targeting one of the relic hunters or the strange collared one?
Not the collared one, because Loho would not be. I don't think he would be unwise enough to target something he doesn't understand.
I am.
He's fought relic hunters before. He probably knows Gabriel's going after the collared one. To
Okay.
be honest, it's not our first rodeo, boys.
So that is a 9.
Yeah, that fills the spell save.
Yeah.
So the target is now charmed, and a twisted crown of jagged iron cricks into his crickles. Making up words again. Sears into his head. His eyes glow red, and he turns. And the charm target now must use its action before moving on each of its turns and make a melee attack on a creature other than itself that I mentally choose from where I'm hidden. Did they? This is verbal somatic. Would they know where I am now?
Yes,
Or-
this would reveal your position.
Okay.
Because they would see like they would kind of hear the voice and see some of the weird like effects kind of eissue from your
Yeah.
position.
Okay. So then that's what I do.
Presumably you're still a fair bit of a ways out.
Yeah. I'm 120 feet away from it, or 60
so
feet
they
at
can
least.
tell that you're there, but you're still far enough away that they're not going to be able to immediately do anything about it. And as this relic hunter kind of stutters slightly, the crown weaving itself around his head as he turns next to the one with the collar and just rears back his sword and goes to stab it directly into them. As the others focus their.
So you said
their
you were waiting,
attention
right?
On Embrourie now.
And then, as soon as I turn around, I see this guy attacking him, then I'll help him. And I'll just pounce up from the ground, daggers in hand, and I will attempt to play dirty and knock him prone,
Okay.
sacrificing 2 of my sneak attack dice to do so.
You will be attacking at advantage for this.
Sweet.
Sweet advantage. There it is, the big roll, the big first roll of the game.
A 15 with plus 9, 24
Yes.
to hit.
Yes.
And so with this play dirty, I still do damage, right? Or do I just do the ability?
You would do the damage.
Okay.
All you're doing is you are taking away from your sneak attacks. You're taking dice out of your sneak attack
Right.
pool to inflict a status condition.
So I'm taking 2 sneak attack dice away, leaving me with 1.
Right. And then you still do your weapon damage and then
Right.
that sneak attack damage.
7, 12 damage. Knocking him prone.
Okay.
So it takes him off the horse, I guess?
Yeah, so that'll just
I have another attack.
go for it. Also with advantage. No sneak attack though.
Do the same thing. 16.
That will not be enough
Wall.
to get through the half plate.
So the collared one has a half
This is
half
the
plate.
collared one. This is the collared one. Yeah. The collared one is wearing like heavy armor underneath the.
Okay.
Yeah.
With my
What is this collared one?
cunning action, I'll jump back into the bushes.
Okay.
Disengage.
The relic hunter takes 2 stabs with their runic short swords
On the collared guy?
on the collared guy,
Who's now prone?
who is now prone. So you jump up with both your daggers. You kind of get into the side of this guy, and he falls off the horse as the other one just leaps down with the short swords and just impale them directly through the plates of his armor. As you see that this, normally when you see a blade of Rennick pierce flesh, you recognize the withering occur, sort of the sallowing of the flesh, the black and green rivulets running along the veins. But this time when it happens, it doesn't seem to transpire, almost as if this person was already suffering from this withering. And you see as the blades just go directly into them, there's no additional glow, no additional
That's what the collar's for.
thing like that.
But that might not have been an evil, like an Eltherian. It might have been someone that was under control. Shoot.
That's why I call him a traitor.
Nice.
But they are unable to withstand the force that was just thrust upon them. And as the rest of the number, the 3 remain, the 2 others that have not been dealt with kind of are conflicted as they look over. They see Embrourie over there. They see that someone's way over there. They see that there's another elf behind them, and then their own soldier is coming after them. And these last 2 individuals, one of them just kind of looks at the other, and they, on horseback, start to run back towards the fortress, kind of waving their arms up.
Should we? So that's what they're doing for their action at this point.
Yes, and you can hear the sounds of Balliste being rotated and the creaking.
They definitely know we're here. Well, I guess we have this split second to say, do we have a chance to pursue, or should we just let them go?
I'm gonna have the Crown of Madness person continue to sort of just like attack the thing, but just kind of stand there and look toward the ballista, and just behave like it's on our side. I can't get it to do anything else, but I'm hoping the ballista shoots it. So I was gonna have him stabbing the Eltherian still constantly, if possible.
Okay. What about the 3? Well, you're, I guess, 120 feet out. So
Yeah.
what are the 2 of you
Yeah.
who are right nearby going to do?
I'm running
Which direction?
away.
They have to make a wisdom
Left
save
or
every
right?
turn.
That's a little better. So they will snap out of it. Yeah. I kind of look down and just kind of notice that their horse is still there, and the other 2 are riding away. As he looks and he sees the 2 of you.
Oh boy.
Well, you're booking it. You just turn and run.
Well, so it's just me and another guy?
Yes, it's you and a relic hunter.
Okay, well, I don't know if we have to roll initiative, but I'm definitely going to try to turn invisible.
That's fine. You can just do that.
Okay.
So you just kind of
I'm
lean.
just going to...
Oh, Gloomstalker.
Yeah,
nice.
so I'm just going to try to flip it and
Rip it.
run in a direction away to... I know that basically he might be able to track me because I'm invisible, but at the same time, hopefully I'm just moving faster and using the trees as cover. And
I would expect that you're more deft at navigating the trees
That would
than
be my
the knight
thought.
would be. Now, just to clarify, you've all gone in a different direction.
Yeah, I'm just backing up like 30 feet and then ducking down into the grass.
I'm basically trying to... Well, I'm mentally taking a note of the direction and watching him crouch down. And if he's literally just running away, then that's fine. But I'm just going to get strategically far enough away that I don't lose complete sight of Lowholt.
Okay.
and then I can deal with this.
As you all scatter away, you hear the telltale sign of earth exploding as a huge ballista bolt tears up the ground, trees kind of swaying and the
Man,
leaves
one of
fluttering
those things
about.
hits us is bad news blues.
And while you're currently dealing with that, back in the fortress, emerging forth from the door, you see a figure dressed rather handsomely with goggles and a long coat, who seems to be in a bit of a hurry, dragging a large, impractical suitcase behind them and muttering under their breath.
Stash?
Yes.
Do I recognize him?
No.
What's his sash number?
You see across, it's actually more across his left shoulder and kind of like sewn under the arms instead of a cross. And across it in like kind of well filigreed numbers, it says 2877. As he's just tucking, going, there's no time when this is happening.
Hold it right there.
Before you, you see
Perfect.
a group of Iltharian soldiers.
1644. Hold up. Where you headed?
Now, you're in the League of Rights section that only
Yes.
they have access to.
He kind of adjusts his goggles a moment and goes, I'm heading to my workshop as per protocol, but unfortunately for all of you, this is a terrible excuse for a disguise. Fortunately for you, this works perfectly. Now, if we can stop with the needless verbal fencing, I may be of assistance to you if you can be assistance to me.
What assistance to us are you?
Well, I am the head ferrorite of this facility, and it seems that your astride-winged friend has decided to cause a ruckus within this place. Now, I think that we can scratch each other's backs on this one, don't you say?
Absolutely. I like a guy with goggles. Let's hear you out. Seem very reasonable.
Now then, I've been here for quite some time, and unfortunately, it has been a circumstance that I have been wishing to abscond from for quite a while. This is the perfect time. Now, I think, in the grand scheme of things, if you are behind here and are skulking about while there is such a onslaught occurring outside, you are undoubtedly looking for the actual head of this facility. Am I correct?
Who would that be?
66.
Then you
I mean,
would
we
be
were
right.
hoping for someone just a little higher, but yeah.
He kind of like gives like a it's well, numbers aren't everything, and he almost like looks at his sash for a moment and kind of grabs it, and kind of like you see his hands like tense, and he goes, in any case,
It's okay there, 4 digits. It's fine.
So do you normally wear a different number then?
that is my number, but my contributions outweigh my digits, so to speak.
Of course, of course.
I just
Absolutely.
He's probably.
You can see that
I
right
can
away.
see that.
Not
I detect
appreciated.
that you've been held down by some unfair superiors.
Yeah, not appreciated here at all.
Sounds like it's 66. Who's
Yeah.
here.
What an asshole that guy is.
yeah.
Flattery will get you decidedly most of everywhere, but look, I am one of the very few that are privy to the actual location. Much of the staff here have heard rumors. The man is effectively a ghost. But I build the machina. I build the parts. I have to know where it goes. So, I know where he is. For real. No unfortunate turnarounds. All I ask in return, you see he reaches a hand into his pocket of
All
the
right, I'm
lab coat.
gonna
And
cock
I
back
reach
my
for
spear.
my sword.
Goes, all I ask in return is that you get me out of here. Alive and in one piece.
Sure.
I have on my person several different ways of detecting my own incapacitation. One wrong move, and this entire facility will converge upon wherever I am, and I swear by all that is Rennick, you will never leave here alive. If we understand each other, and you are more than capable of helping me and my research leave this place in one piece, then I suppose we have a deal, do we not?
But of course, sounds like a great deal.
Where
Of
would you
course.
like to go?
Well, anywhere out of here. But I assume that
Don't just teleport him away. We need to show us places.
Yeah.
that without your destination, this whole plan is moot. Now, this little distraction of yours is only going to last so long, so
Let's get moving.
Yeah, so stop talking.
They only-
With.
he kind of, almost like he's not used to getting broken with his own monologue, kind of stops and goes, yes, well, not this way.
Get it up, goggles.
Yeah.
He keeps his left hand in his
learning.
pocket the entire
go.
time, and his right hand
Very
is
nice.
out. And he begins to head further down the hallway as he calls back and goes, are one of you actually trained in the Ioessence arts, or is this all just a grand magical ruse?
That would be me.
He pauses for a moment and goes, we should make a pit stop past my workshop. And keeps walking.
Seems like a good plan.
Okay.
Studying his luggage.
Yeah, what is
I'm
Does it-
studying
does it have
him
lots of feet?
because
Weirdly, it is a, as he is pulling it on what looks to be this, like a hooped chain, it is like almost like an oversized metallic box that seems to be on a set of like two almost like chariot wheels. But ever so often, if your passive perception's hilarious, around just the edge of the black box, it kind of has a light green hum and a light green light that sometimes is there and other times kind of goes dim, almost like it's slowly just kind of pulsing back and forth. But otherwise, it just looks like a big black metal box with two wheels on a chain.
Just since we presumably have a bunch of time in the hallway, I'm just trying to get a sense of do I
Think if
think
you
it is a
touch it.
container or do I think it is a device?
Yes.
All right.
Right.
And you're keeping an eye on him.
but it 100% doesn't look like the machine.
Oh, no. This is
Making sure,
clearly
because-
a container of some sort, but it is
Okay.
designed to open similar to the door system that you've
Sure.
got in this room. What are you specifically looking for about this individual?
Do I recognize him in any way? Have I had any run-ins with him in the past? Has he been in any of my squads or any on the same mission?
Does he
How
look
long-
like 66?
He does not look like that, but how long have you had your number?
I would say probably about 6 years.
Okay. The number is familiar. So you've heard of him only by name only. He would be one of the ostentatious Pharaohrites of Thalagrant in New Iltheria, responsible for the creation of the Titancraft project, which was that gigantic hunk of steel and rennick that you saw walking around outside earlier.
But I've never seen the actual...
Never seen the
Things.
man himself, but you've heard of their work.
No, but I've never seen those
I like
things
this guy
before.
already. I'm just saying.
Or it's just that I've never seen the
You've definitely seen them before. They are very rare, and
Okay.
when they have shown up, it usually involved the entire massacre of whole armies.
Okay.
These are the large,
Yes.
like hulking machines.
I'm just saying. Guy's got goggles, builds giant war automatons. I mean, like, you know, I like the cut of your ship.
Well, it was.
I'm not saying that out loud, mind you, but, you know.
Yes, well. It's. What are names like, I wonder? I should like. Yes, when you all escort me out of here in one piece, I should like Victor. Rolls off the tongue nicely. Victor Freeman. Yes, Freedman Victor.
As opposed to loser servant, the 4-digit dude.
Eric's.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, it's an improvement. It's going to be much better.
Victor,
This way! And he keeps walking.
as we're walking,
Hmm?
I will ask, do you wish to leave the Eltharian guards?
It's a complex
Oh, I'm aware.
answer. I was told I could build great things. House the casing of the Iorites' work. Make the parts that would build anew a nation. What a beautiful lie. Instead, I made something they said would be for the greater good. 15 feet of metal and destruction that would walk through walls like they were wet tissue paper. I was there at the first testing, you know. Saw the first Titancraft take its little baby steps. He pauses for a moment, he stops moving, kind of twitches and keeps walking, goes,
Brings a tear to my eye, just, thinking
so
back.
your complex answer is, I want to leave here, and we can figure out the rest after.
Do you believe that what they are doing here is for the greater good?
I believe what they're doing here is masquerading a very, very large man on a very long set of marionette strings. And the puppeteer is deeper in. So no greater good can be had here. Only things better left uncovered. Well, it's my philosophical for the day. My workshop should be 3 doors down from here. So for now, and he keeps walking.
Still deciding if we should kill this guy. I don't know yet, but it's okay. I don't say that out loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd love to give him I'd love to give him a job, get him out of your hair, but I don't know how we get him back home.
I mean, he'd be great in Embrourie.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'll wait till we're done here, but
workshop.
Yes, continuing on, you pass by several more of those doors, of which Victor here just moves up, and you see him just do what you would normally do for your iOS's manipulation, and just surges a little bit out, and the door lights up and then
I
opens.
could have just touched it with my hand and not my blade. I see.
It's a Rennick object. You can interact
It's
with it.
true.
And leads you through multiple winding corridors, things lining the walls, plans, blueprints, very similar to what you've seen before, just sort of on display, sort of like
Sure.
Da Vinci's workshop. Very proud creations. You see
course.
the Titancraft project and all of its glory, kind of the stuff that's not, patented and well protected, the more so of the public-facing
Yeah.
ideas behind it. And you lead down to several sections. Now, it doesn't appear like this part of the stronghold is on alert at all. You start to notice that there are no torchlights or candles or lanterns. Instead, there are just sort of glass with green light emanating out of it, lighting up the halls, taking everything on a sickly glow, as green now becomes everything. People mill about in long coats covered in various stains and filings, meandering about, and they all get out of the way of Victor as he just sort of continues making his way across. It is no longer the fact that you are drawing any attention. In fact, you seem to be his sort of entourage. Despite the number variants, nobody seems to care. They just all move away and out of the way of the side of Victor. You've now reached where your office would be, your workshop.
Instead of opening the door normally, he pulls with his right hand, he pulls very slowly as he looks at all of you and goes, I need this to open the door. Kind of shakes his left pocket and goes, remember what I said? Pulls out what looks to be a fairly sizable wrench where the end of it is kind of hooked and completely green with rennet, and he hooks it into a mechanism in the wall, turns it in a specific pattern. You hear and it sparks, and the door puts it back and goes, Enchanté, and walks in.
Oh, so he's been to France.
Where's France?
It's another world.
It's a plane.
Yeah. We go
Elemental plane of cheese.
there. We go there for wine,
Oh.
cheese. Wine, cheese, and woman.
I've always had my theories. No.
Now,
How to get the wine and the cheese off the woman? Yeah.
Victor, as you enter into your office, it is not, of course, or your workshop, I should say. This is not is this your private workshop, or is this your Ferrorite workshop?
I would think that this is probably like the Ferrorite workshop, and then like leads to his more like private.
That was my thinking as well. As you're making your way through, I'm assuming you follow after Victor. Mm-hmm. Yes, you see bits and bobs of metal, Rennick plates, sort of giant arms, legs, heads, like big helmeted type heads, just kind of scattered around. Various folk milling about, and you see hospital beds with Iltharians sort of groaning and moaning as they're sort of strapped down. And you see various people kind of like looking at them, various implements and strange machinery going on. And Adira, one of them, is familiar to you.
Which one?
Is it Phil?
The one who is strapped down and restrained and is gagged and appears to...
Who is it?
It would appear to be none other than Phil.
What a twist. Oh, a shocker. Oh, gets me right here.
Right in the fields.
These people, they're being tortured.
That
Experimented?
is a matter of phrase.
Experimented on?
Do you put them into the Titans?
Into the Titans.
I was very curious about the Titan control mechanism. Do you need a living consciousness?
I craft the body.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the Iorites do the rest.
No.
It is not my direct purview, but to answer your question,
He's just following orders.
Oh, yeah, I understand. I'm just asking.
he kind of
for
looks at
scientist
Dolph
to
and kind of just
scientist.
gives like a small, very strained, almost pained nod, and then looks to Adira and goes, "We share a workspace, not a knowledge base on all things. I have some very good Iorite friends. I have others that are more macabre colleagues. Let's leave it at that."
Are any
say,
of them in
very
the
disappointed.
room, or is it just all the people strapped to the beds and us?
Pardon?
Is it all the people strapped to the beds and us, or are there any other?
There are some like soldiers milling about, obviously just in case someone were to break free. You get the feeling that some of the strapped down Iltharians are like, you can tell that they're very wounded, like they're on death's door and they cannot be healed. They have received mortal injuries, but others appear to be strapped down significantly more. They have the look of perhaps people who have abandoned their posts, prisoners of war, Iltharians who have tried to leave and were caught, or spies. Combination of various types.
How many people are in this room besides us?
Like enemies.
Ones who could combat you?
Yeah.
There are approximately 8. One is
Who's got swords? Like talking about
Yeah, are they all
people who are
scientists or are they
prepared
swords?
to.
that's the
counter
sword
spells.
wielders. Those are the sword
8
wielders.
sword wielders.
Well, sort of. There are 7 sword wielders and 1 with the collar.
Right. So I'm basically going. My thing is purely tactical assessment here. Knowing what we know about these people, they have to do the reaction, to do things like, are all 8 of those people ready to dispel magic if magic happened?
A couple of 4 of them have their swords at the ready. The rest of them, they're all sheathed, and they appear to be sort of lounging or sort of just surveying. So they're not ready for combat. So
This would be a great time for suspend.
Sure would.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look and go, these people are doing unspeakable things. I cannot watch this. I must act.
I am going to let Nat out, and who's very small, and I
Yeah.
basically want him to go
And you're gonna do
over
this,
in
like,
the corner.
subtly, I assume.
Yeah, I'm just like dropping that, and I can just communicate with him telepathically. So
Yep.
I'm just basically, I'm like, go in that corner and start making noise. Like I want him to start being a little distraction under one of the beds. Draw some attention. And then hopefully we can take advantage of that.
Where are these 8 combatants? Are they in
They
a
are-
group or are they scattered?
There are mostly scattered, but there's a lot of them are over towards one section where Phil would be, like where you're assuming the more prisoner side of the
But he
strapped
doesn't know who
beds
Phil
are.
is.
No, I'm just saying like there's more of them over in a group which are appears to be where the prisoners would be, and there's like a couple scattered out beyond that. So there is sort of a collection of them in one side of the room.
Oh, good.
Victor. We will need to dispatch of these men in order to get you out safely. Do you care about any of them?
Kind of gives a quick glance about. No, however, all very trained, and you're outnumbered. My office is just there. We just have to get past them. Are you positive you need to do this now?
We can go to your office first, make a plan, and then we will do it immediately, and we will
Okay.
release these people.
Yeah, I was
Stop it.
literally about to like.
You see like a bead
Okay,
of sweat
telepathic.
goes to his temple.
I just have him hang out where he is. If he's
Yeah,
like crawled
that
under
makes
a
sense.
bed.
These
Maybe,
guards are not
like,
particularly keen
'Cause
on
maybe
like.
his
per
workshop
se-
I
has
understand.
something in
No,
there
I
that
agree.
will help
I-
us.
better plan.
We go to
Let's
the
go.
workshop, we make a plan, we
Yep.
come out here,
Oh,
we
good.
kill these people,
Oh,
we
good.
release the prisoners, they help us create a new distraction
Yep.
to get out, and we get you out. So let's go.
Okay, why don't we go to his office first, everyone?
Wait.
Oh, what a
And-
wonderful
That's a good idea.
Genius!
Yes.
All right, Merrick's is obviously the
He's
brains
so
here.
smart.
This
All right.
guy's genius.
Just one breath after the other, Victor. It's gonna be fine. Just one breath after the other. They're fine.
Let's go.
They're trained.
Victor.
Still alive?
Victor's
You're
fine.
still alive.
Did you notice how I'm calling him Victor? It's very purposeful.
Yes.
He as he moves past a couple, like if anybody looks at him, he kind of just gives like a, "I'm not to be disturbed."
One of the arrow rights just kind of waves at you. Hey, what's going on?
3476. Yes, as you were. Good to see you.
Very good.
Is Phil conscious?
You don't know which one's going?
Semi.
I don't. I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Does
Just
he know?
For broad knowledge, semi.
Right.
Semi.
Okay. He doesn't
Phil,
like
Does
recognize.
Phil see me at all?
That was my question.
There's
I don't.
no way
I
for
don't
them
know
to
Phil.
be able to look over and
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah. Okay. Carry on. As I said, I was just curious.
I'm sure
open
they were
my
busy like drilling his kneecaps or something, so he probably wasn't noticing. I mean,
Okay,
we can
so
take
you-
lots of time here. For
You open up the office and lead your way into your private room, where there is various things of mechanical nature just scattered everywhere. This is like
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
Nice place.
Laundry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
various lab coats,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
drying.
As soon as the door closes behind, he just goes and just places the wrench on the table, exhales and grabs it, and looks to be having like a minor anxiety attack.
Here, have a glass of this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
pour him some
any coffee for him?
alcohol. Well, I was gonna actually give him.
He takes a look at it and goes,
Scotch.
Oh.
Whiskey.
"I'll
Something.
pass. With respects, I don't trust any of you, but
Why
we
have you?
We're the most trustworthy people here.
Yeah. Do not mistake this for my lack of compliance. I merely understand that at a moment's notice, if I had no more use to you, I would be completely dead. So,
Oh, not at all.
Victor,
You're
we
a
don't want
scientist.
complete death for you. It comes for us all, but there's no need to hasten it.
I just have to ask, Vic.
Who's going to write our
Tell me-
memoirs? 20
I
years
like
from now,
that.
30 years.
Tell me, do you understand aspects of science other than just ionescence? Like, I mean, could you work with principles of mana if you wanted to, or are you just a Rennick guy?
that's not my direct purview. I am more of a smith, mechanic, and tinkerer.
Oh,
Yeah, well, see, this is what I'm saying. Is I'm just saying, I know a place that they would stand you right up. They would celebrate what you can do.
Excellent.
I'm just saying, and basically here I'm gonna drop some jargon, which I, Keith, don't know, but just sort of related to just what I've seen from the work of the shaping of the Titans. I'm just saying, anybody who can put together a 5 by, do the aerodynamics of what I'm seeing there, that is someone I want to know more about. So I'm just saying, let's
the
get you
bushings
out
on
of
those
here.
camshafts,
But
and they were
the
amazing.
last thing I would want to see is a mine like that just lost. So
I do have a
Duly
Dream of the
noted.
Blue Veil scroll right here.
right here.
I have
do have a
absolutely
place
no
you-
idea what you're talking
have
about,
a
but
place you
that
could
sounds
go.
lovely.
I got a
Where the
place you can
Eltharians
go.
will never find him.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And again, and I can make a persuasion check if you want to see how good I am at pitching this. That's up to you. But
Sure, go for it.
just to see how compelling this
All you
this
need to do
argument
is
was
take any
simply going to
rhetoric
kill
off your person.
I
You
would
basically,
too.
yes, that would be.
And then
I
we
don't know.
would cast a spell.
All right.
I was going to try to get him
Just
to
because
remove
this
his
is
left hand out of his
important to
pocket
me,
and then restrain him.
I am going to throw a flash of brilliance in, which again is I'm throwing in like a bunch of like clearly letting you know that I understand arcane science too. I'm dropping enough jargon, and so with that flash of genius in as well, that is going to be a 31 persuasion. Because I'm
that's
just
pretty
saying this is a good offer.
Beats
I'm
by
like
12.
I'm just I'm not messing around. I mean
That tempting, very tempting offer. I would be very much inclined to agree with you on that.
Show me your spell phone.
oh yeah, but once we survive, I mean
Yes, let's not go taking out magic willy-nilly in here. That'd be probably a bad thing. Also, for the record, you, I assume you all have some sort of, except for you, some sort of magical intent about you. It's not used sparingly, but you can. Just don't be detected by the ones more trained with their blades. Look, and he starts like pulling like paperwork off a table and begins like effortlessly kind of just opens the box. And the green light kind of ceases, and he starts just piling papers in. And as he's talking, he goes, "Look, there should be a few things in here that might be of use." Slams it closed, and
All
then
right,
looks
while
on the
he's
wall.
doing that, he's using both of his hands outside of his pockets, right? Because I saw him shuffling through papers
Believe
like
you
that.
are.
Yep.
I'm going to just kind of edge around, and while he's distracted, I'm going to go ahead and jump him and grapple him real quick. And just
Okay.
make sure to restrain him. That's it.
I guess I have to make.
You would like to make an acrobatics or athletics check, and you can do the same.
I'll make it athletics.
All right, so 17.
Oh yeah, I base my 9.
Yeah, you've got his arm wrenched behind his back.
Yeah, I just want to kind of put him in like a full Melson or something.
Yeah,
Say,
from him, just take the device.
yeah, just take his, search him, get rid of that stuff.
Don't be too hasty.
Hold on. I will gently,
Rub at you.
as I'm about to put my hand in his pocket, say, I am removing the device from your pocket. We will not harm you, and we will save you from this. I know what this is like.
I will not kill you for this.
He
I am
quickly,
a man of honor.
like looks over and goes, "Whatever you do, just don't put your thumb in the middle of it. Hold it at the edges. Hold it at the edges."
Holding it at the edges. I'm holding it at the edges, and once I have it, I will put it into my little
Scroll
case.
You pull out like a disc about that big with sort of like these Rennick like lattice lines around it, and there's clearly like a discolored circular depression in the middle.
I will put it in a larger scroll case than this.
Like a little leather pouch or
Laptop on my
something. Yeah.
pouch.
It's not the only one I have, and you can't remove the second one. So if we could all just
Oh, it's right there, is it?
I mean, we can
what?
remove
No. Why would you even think that?
it. No, you've been hanging around with him too long.
All right,
my arms
Who
just
are
got
you
dead.
people?
should I just
Sorry about
should I just
just
should I snap his neck now since he
No,
continues to threaten us?
No.
my dear elven gentlemen,
He's fighting for his life.
please, I haven't shown you the way yet. If you kill me, you don't find 66.
I do not like evil beings, and you're in league with the beasts who have been doing this to other sentient creatures. So your life is next to meaningless for me. So cross me, and you will pay. I will take you with me. It's the last thing I do. Do you understand?
Meanwhile, don't cross us. Like, actually
Also, we're
help
totally
and show that
cool.
you've got some remorse, and I'll take
We
you
just need
with
to-
us.
we need
So,
to-
you
Yes,
know, we've
the
got,
choice
we've got
is yours.
two choices here.
Tell me, one who is so strong for being so lithe,
Our bones.
haven't you ever been given an edict by someone that you couldn't refuse? Something that the moment you broke, you knew that everything and everyone you ever loved and ever cared for would be subject to means far worse than you could ever imagine. And you had to make the choice that you did not wish to enact at the time? Have you
No.
never had that?
No, I've led
That's
it.
a Tuesday.
I've led a life where all of my decisions have been upfront and in line with the gods. So
Well-
I have nothing to fear. I'm
I
a
don't know
force
what a
of
god
good.
is, but
Well,
you
this
must
is
be
part of the
so
problem.
very lucky.
You gotta say, he really is. Like, I have seen him just walk across the cavern of truth and just didn't have any burdens at all. It was
Anyway.
really
No.
quite impressive.
So yes, is this? Do you have honor? You showed a small flash of it at one point. Merrick seems to like you, but
He
I won't hold that against
immediately,
you.
like, he lets his hands kind of drop. You're just kind of holding him, and he goes, I lost it, but I regained a conscience.
all right. Are you going to stop threatening to kill us? And are you going to take us to 66?
It was the plan.
All right. I'll let him go.
First, we need to kill those guys out there.
Yeah.
Notice the people.
But I think you were saying you might have some useful things in here.
Well, as I mentioned, at least one of you has some attuning training with Rennick Knighthood. Make yourselves at home in my 10 by 10 box as he walks over to one wall.
Well, since he said so, I am definitely going to be like looking at all the
I'm also gonna be
plans
looking at
and
everything.
things.
Oh,
like
is
that.
there anything in this 10 by 10 box that we could use on those people out there without harming the people strapped to the tables?
I think he's getting that.
Well, seeing as you're obviously casters of some sort, maybe refrain from what is that fanciful one they always call to be a fireball. That's it. Yes, maybe don't do that, and the ones strapped down will live. Look,
Wizards
Maybe-
all
we
balls of
got
fire.
ourselves.
Yeah, that we understand.
We can also use lances of fire if we need
Yes.
to.
if they see you,
Bolts of lightning.
if they see you casting magic, they are trained to try and absorb it, but they have to see you. Maybe
Darkness?
Blind them.
Visibility.
get behind some of the parts, some of the latent automaton and titancraft parts that are still strewn about the room. Use it to your advantage. Strike at them from behind things first that may be of use. And he finally finds on the wall what looks like a small, almost like a concave disc, and he pulls it off the wall. And it almost looks like the rond of a shield, and he holds it out to you. He goes, "This may be of use. Click it twice in the middle, if you would."
Is there a stud in the middle of this conical?
It looks like almost like a rounded targe in the middle, but it looks like it can click.
Well.
As you click it once and twice, two fan blades emerge from it, and as you click it the second time, they fan out into a full shield. As he goes, "Now normally this would take some time, but I have a trick from an old Hyourite friend of mine." One moment, he takes out his wrench and he cranks it a couple times, and you watch as it starts to flash green. And he goes, "You do have room to attune to this, yes?"
I do.
And you watch as you immediately feel a surge through your spirit as it instantly attunes to you, as he pulls the wrench off and puts it back in his belt. It's a shield of electricity. It might be of some assistance.
Shocking.
Feels nice.
It's good to see I've made one decent thing in my life.
Oh, you can do lots
Yeah,
more with
We'll talk
this
about mass
chucklehead.
production.
I mean, genius.
Now,
Can't touch it though. That's the problem.
I'm just trying to come up with something. You know, we had a deer's tear. Like now, what do we got here?
We no longer.
I'm
have
not
deer
much of a
here.
I
fighter.
know, I'm just saying.
All right. Our
Victor's-
disguises are only going to last for a little while longer. We got to hurry up.
All right. So my thing is, could definitely put up invisibility
Okay.
first of all. So when we start to go out, trying to get to a good position. If we're talking about the room, and we had 8 guys, and you said some of them were clustered together.
Yep.
Obviously, again, we're not talking about room for something like a fireball, so I'm not even talking about that. But I'm just trying to say, you know, here's 8 guys. Like, do we have 4 together? Like, what's our basic?
You have 4 hanging out with the prisoners, and then you have 2 that are sort of keeping an eye on the general room in the center, and then you have the collared one who's kind of off to the side, and then there was the higher ranking sort of guy, sort of the guy in charge. He looked to be in charge of the soldier regiment, who is off on the other side.
Okay, so like collar,
Yeah.
soldier, 2 guys in the center, and then these guys over here.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
All right. My question is, if in something like this, basically, if I could get a prismatic ray off without hitting guys in beds.
Since they're standing,
Right, if I'm invisible, so I'm able to sort of try and get
yeah,
proper
I'd
position.
say that you could do that.
So, I mean, it looks like that's not going to get either of the 2 important, powerful guys. So, I mean...
It's okay. I'll take the guy in
That's
the
what I'm...
collar.
So I'm going to... that'll be my thing, is I will go out and try to... and we've got Nat out there, who, if it was useful, could make noise, could do something if we wanted to try. He's under a bed somewhere over there, you know.
Could he trip somebody by running between their legs?
He's not very strong.
He's not, okay.
Now, what he can do, just as a note, is he could essentially perform the help action and help one of us. So he could try to sort of creep up here and, like, Adira, if you're going to attack this guy, he could try and help you to just give you advantage. If that seems like a thing you'd like him to do.
I mean, that advantage
It
always
never
helps.
hurts to have advantage.
Advantage,
I
think,
have
is
a
actually
question
really good
about
right
this
now.
array.
Yes.
Could I, from concealment, web these 4 guys without capturing any of the prisoners?
Yeah, if you web the floor, because then you won't actually get up onto the beds.
Sure.
So yes, you could.
So we got web, we got a prismatic ray. So the 2 of
So
us are
basically, you're
focusing
hitting
on
their
those.
legs,
Do you
he's
think you
going
can
to their heads.
Go after...
I can go after collar guy.
Okay, so you go after collar, you go after bombs?
Sure.
You know, split them up?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Just be careful, because
Anything else you got in here? You know, something that when we don't want anything that
Do I
blows
have
up.
anything else in here?
Nothing that's working.
are you going to help take these guys out?
As I said, I'm not much of a fighter, and if I am incapacitated for any reason, it will be a
Oh, yeah.
terrible tragedy for all of you.
Got it.
All right, all right.
Okay.
That's not really one that I can
Can you
shut off.
stay out of the fight and stay in this room until we've finished in that one? Can you undertake to not interfere,
Sure. Yes.
Victor?
I'll just
Victor Friedman,
stare through the door.
Vic.
Yes.
think about your freedom.
Yeah.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Check all your belongings one more time. Don't watch what we're doing. Check your belongings to make sure you're leaving nothing behind. Lock
Yes, that
picks.
might be a good
You know,
good
use
idea.
the bathroom one last time.
Right, lockpicks. Yes, I probably should get those
All
from
right.
the desk.
So I will burn an invisibility just
Okay.
so that basically when the door opens,
I have
I
a
can sort of
feeling
move
I'm going to
down.
be able to. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to restore some spell slots for people
be
in
great.
a minute. So we'll see.
All right.
Okay.
Hide to one side of the door.
Back outside the walls, now the 3 of you are just kind of sidled up against the stronghold, making your way along the bottom of the walls. Off in the distance, you can see that most of the rest of the horsemen and as some of the ballista fire is being directed towards where you know that Roessa and Wrath are currently doing some various guerrilla tactics. So you've made yourself up to the wall. Now, you've specified your goal here is you need to draw more attention within the walls so that the rest of your party can get further in.
When we reconnected just after that little scatter, I'm assuming there's some diamond skull slinks running around causing havoc as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's your flunkies are out there fighting around doing some stuff. Yeah. Okay. So we've gotten together again after the separation, and we're up against the wall now. Okay. So. Yeah, it's weapon time.
Where are your daggers?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, looks like we're going in. Over?
So what do I see along this wall? Do I see any door? Or
So the
anything?
ballista plan is out. We're just going to
We
go
could
in
get the
and
ballista.
smashy,
If we got a
smashy.
ballista, we could fire it.
Do you know how to fire the
on them.
ballista?
Or can it, maybe it's already loaded. the
I mean,
first one.
firing it's probably not hard, but I'm sure
Reloading.
aiming it.
We get one shot.
It would take all three of you to load, aim, and fire.
It's too much work.
Way too much work.
But they're all aimed and shooting outside right
Currently, yes.
now. Do we have
But
any?
what you've noticed is that they're not really sending any more troops out. So they're either kind of wise to what's going on, or they're trying to spare troops, and you need to continue to run.
And this is a tall
direction.
wall, right?
Oh yes, this is a very tall stronghold.
I
wall.
can't get in there. without-
There is a gate. It will be guarded, and there will be soldiers definitely patrolling it. But there is a gate.
If you can get in and open the gate, I'll come in through the front door and cause havoc. If things get a little tight, I can fly out.
So we're going over the wall?
Well, I'm not going through it.
Let's have some fun.
Well, I'm going to meld into stone. I'm just gonna go through it.
Okay, well,
We'll go back to the camp and have a burger. All right, I will sideline along the wall, and do I see like this, the commotion still going out?
Yep.
Okay,
You
well,
notice the telltale sign of arrows just going straight into eye sockets of a couple of Iltharians as they just drop to the ground, on their horse still riding off after them as the body just lays there unmoving.
I'll smile comfortingly and make my way to what would be whatever gate in the distance and just perch quietly, and I will wait.
Okay, so stealth for me.
Stealth
Stick
for
into,
me.
like the crevices and the shadows.
Oh, before that happens, though, as I see them like going into stealth mode, I will twist time, and I will give them both bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So you
What
get
is it,
D6s,
That
and
we
you
can
can
use
use the
whenever,
D6 for regular bardic stuff. Anything that you would use bardic inspiration for, I think it's saving throws and all that stuff. But
It's
in
an
addition,
D20 roll.
you get the ability to use for call to aptitude and call to action. So you can use the bardic die.
Yep.
So it's the call to aptitude. You can use the bardic die to speed up the casting time of your spell by one category. So anything that you would use as a bonus action, like Misty Step, you could use reactionary. So if things get too hot for you, you can reaction Misty Step out, and that's what you use the die for. You'll
Don't
use the
just
die for that.
Misty step up. Or should we just run up? Okay, I'll just start walking up.
we can just like stealth our way
Yeah,
over.
stealth.
We can still.
You will need to make a stealth check even if you're walking up the wall, yes.
Stealth mode. Do I get
I have
advantage on
a-
stealth somehow?
An 11.
Okay.
Advantage on
Really?
stealth checks.
I rolled a 2.
Wow, you're on fire tonight.
Can't retcon that.
Wow.
Wow.
Why you get advantage?
Because Diamond Skull. A 19
Yeah, as Gabriel walks along, you
plus
see
12.
dangling on your neck, just the diamond skull kind of just
31.
flash slightly.
31.
31.
And it is as if you are the shadow.
I am the
Diamond
wall.
Skull had a flash of genius.
Okay.
Welcome to prime time, big guy. I'll lower it so
Are you
Embrourie
walking
can
up side
see
by
me.
side, or are you...
No, I'm going to notice that I'm not as stealthily stealthed as this guy, and I'm going to stay a little bit away from him in case I get spotted.
I am all the way ahead.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be up front. That's fine.
So you're just walking.
Yeah.
Up the wall with your slippers, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
Oh,
Embrourie,
yeah.
you are scaling.
Oh, I'm being super. Yeah, well, I have the cloak of Arachnos.
You're
so
also a
I
ranger.
too-
You just have the climb speed.
I'm just having some
Oh,
money.
yeah. So I don't even need
My
it.
Walking
God.
up.
Look at you two. I'm just doing this.
Well, I assume you've got your Pegasus at the ready.
Yeah, Pegasus is at the ready. Well, I'm going to go into the fort and try and kill as many of them as I can,
Sure.
or at least gain distraction. But
I mean, that'll work.
I have a little trick before that happens.
Okay.
It's a spell. I'm going to try and whisper out.
Okay. So, Embrourie, you're kind of staying in the back. You're kind of realizing that this wall doesn't have a lot of crevices, doesn't have a lot of shadows, and it's a lot more difficult for you to climb up when you don't have the power of an ancient artifact to shield you from sight. So, Gabriel, you start getting up the wall, and as you do so, you can see every now and again you hear the sounds of like armor kind of clattering. As you can see, there are archers along the wall.
Are they coming up this side here, on the map here?
Yeah.
Whereabouts on here? Would they? Are we going to use this? Or are we coming
Oh, yeah.
to this? Okay, I'll let you call it out. I'm so excited. It looks so good.
Yeah.
These warlock towers.
They're
are
coming.
great.
They're coming up on the backside.
I see you got the warlock barrels.
Yep.
Those are. Oh, those
Is
are
that
that's a great.
chest actually there?
Yes. Everything you see is actually there.
I didn't even see the chest.
I don't want you to retcon it when I go after it.
Rogues, am I right? I didn't even see the chest. I was looking at the cool barrels.
Yeah,
of
you
the-
can hear the sound of little stokes, little flames, and something boiling.
Are these like Rennick archers?
Maybe. And as you are walking up the wall, you hear one of them kind of like, "Psst. Hey, you see that guy down there? Get the boiling oil." and you hear this very subtle
Are
sound.
they pointing to him?
Oh yeah, you hear the
Oh,
subtle
God.
sound of wheels being rolled along the wood.
Just gonna give a little spit on the back. Stupid son of a
Actually, while they're doing this, I can't see or hear them at all. Or can I see him?
No, you're definitely
Oh,
nowhere near
they're
them.
doing oil? Wait, how do you play? Because, like, isn't raw, I can't, like, firebolt oil to catch on fire? Like, can I? I think I could, like...
Firebolt does work that way.
Okay, firebolt?
Firebolt, the spell.
Yeah.
The cantrip does work that way.
I'm gonna do that. If
Well,
they're both holding it.
You'll give your position away.
I mean, at this point,
You
they're...
very well will give your position away.
Is that a big deal?
Well, it's up to you. You're Gabriel. You're the leader of the Diamond Skull, the greatest rogue in all of Embrourie.
How am I supposed to save this guy? They're gonna pour boiling oil and I'm gonna get hit with it.
Who says I need to be saved?
All right, I'm gonna just walk the other way then.
Actually, so independently of that, I just thought of something that I could do. I don't have to wait for them to get the gate open. And in fact, I think it would make sense for me to do something irrational, because we are trying to cause disturbance.
Yes.
I still want Merrick's and them to get to their position. So I'm going to go to the gate. What do I see?
So the gate itself, it is the portcullis is closed, but the gates are open to allow for visual. You can see there are some knights kind of looking out and watching the chaos happening out there. They seem very alert. They're keeping a very close eye out. There's also the gatehouses with the mechanisms, you hear what sounds like something. You can kind of notice. Give me a perception check, actually.
Okay. Time to make my roll. Perception. 14.
Looking through the light haze of the small drizzle, you can see that there appears to be some kind of mechanism with like a huge lever and various other things like that appear to be sealed at the gate. And you can see that they are built out of Rennick. And there is... you can hear the telltale sound of something very heavy thudding within the gatehouses. And just out of the corner of your eye, as you kind of look through the windows, you see a huge hulking thing of green.
Oh my
moving through the
god.
windows.
I was about to run in there. So, like, have I seen this before? Can they see it?
They would not be aware of that. Your best guess is that they have some sort of mechanism within the gatehouse to allow for it to be opened and defended quite vehemently.
So this big hulking thing is like a golem of sorts.
It would appear to be.
You didn't put that on the board. You bastard. That's not good. Well, I will very subtly cast. I will lean, get out of like vocals. I'm just whisper and just like, and then cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna need it. And then make my way back toward the gate, and I'll let them do their thing. I think we're probably caught up in time now.
Okay.
Do you think, from stealth, I could use my short bow to sacrifice 2d6 to knock one of them prone that's helping carry the oil?
Ooh.
Now,
Damn.
this would reveal your position to anyone looking. So anyone who happens to kind of be looking out that side would notice, like, wait a minute, where'd that arrow come from? Unless you have the skulker feat.
No.
Right.
It's a skull.
So, what would happen is you could do that, yes, and that you would have advantage on that, which would allow you to use your sneak attack dice to be expended in that way. And if you were to do that, we might have a luck roll to see what happens.
Well, with Bardic Inspiration, could I then quickly cast invisibility as a
bonus action?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
The question
would that attract attention doing that?
You're already
diamond
shooting
skull.
your bow. Shooting your bow is going to attract attention regardless of what else you do. So shooting your bow is going to draw the attention towards you. Casting invisibility at that point, you're risking that they're not going to just go and absorb it
Do you have
if
Misty
they have
Step?
the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Because Misty stepping into an area where no one can see at reaction speed would let you get out of there without them even knowing.
That's true. If you shoot the arrow and then immediately bonus act or reaction Misty Step,
Down
I
into
think
the
it's
fort
conceivable
somewhere.
that you could do that at the time it takes for the arrow to reach.
Now these guys are holding the cauldrons of
Yeah,
oil.
at
So
this point they've
so
rolled it
good.
over to the side and they're kind of looking down at Embrourie.
Now, who's up there right now? Just
So there are the two archers with the bucket, the barrel of oil that they have moved over to the side. There are other archers along that you can see. They're not currently immediately paying attention. A lot of them are kind of like they've got their bows at the ready. They're just looking up at the sky kind of nervously.
I mean, what would be cool is if the oil would cover everybody and we could set them all on fire.
So you have the ability to knock them over?
Yeah, I can use my play dirty to prone one of them.
Like get the back of the knee, maybe they fall back, and maybe the oil
So
spills.
you're
on.
kind of figuring that out. Embrourie, you with your passive perception, you do notice at this point that they've got a barrel of oil, and you're just on the side of the wall. What would you like to do?
So I'm looking up, and there's a small part of me that's like, oh shit. But then another part of me is saying, how much time do I think I have? I basically want to make them think that I don't know that they've noticed me.
Right. So you're maybe these walls are quite tall. Like I want to say.
You said they were pretty high, right?
Yeah,
they're a ways
100 feet
away
or
from
something?
being.
100 feet or so. So you're going to be about.
Are they
halfway
almost
up.
in position to dump, or are they still?
They are literally about to. So at this point, you
okay.
would each get an action before they get a chance to do so.
So, as I notice they're about to dump the oil, I will do two things if I can. Is Nature's Veil, even though I'm using a bonus action to become magically invisible, is it counting as a spell cast?
No, the only ones who'd be able to counter that are quite higher level variants.
So the first thing I'm going to do is use Nature's Veil to turn invisible. Once invisible, I'm going to blow an Ashardalon stride. And then my goal is to basically run up the wall towards them.
That's brilliant. Okay. So, at the same
You're gonna
time...
set everything on fire. Holy
same
shite!
time, Gabriel, you are taking a shot?
Yeah.
Are you targeting one of the two archers or the cauldron? That's what the word I'm looking for.
One of the two archers, because I want them to drop the cauldron.
Okay. Go ahead and make your shot. You will have advantage. They have no idea you're there.
Da, 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 da.
22. No, 21.
Yes. They are but archers. They are not as well equipped as
They're
some of the
butt
knights.
archers.
4, 5, 9, 13 damage.
Okay. So you pull back your bow and you take the shot and it hits the one right in the shoulder. And you're wanting to knock them prone, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So he falls, and we're going to do a luck roll. If you would like to
For
roll
people to see him?
2d20s.
For people to see him?
No, to see if they
No,
drop
to see
the
which
thing.
way he falls.
Oh,
So we're going to do 2d20s. You want your second roll to be higher than your first roll.
because he can go over the edge.
18.
Oh God.
Now, before you roll the second die, what is your preferred outcome? Your preferred outcome is that he trips and like the whole
They fall all
thing
over themselves.
falls over
Yeah.
going the other direction, right?
Yeah.
You want him to fall backwards,
Yes.
not forwards.
Correct.
Right. Okay, continue.
Oh God. You need 19 or 20.
14.
Okay. So you hit him straight in the shoulder. He goes, "Ah," and he stumbles forward. His arm hits the cauldron. There's a sizzling sound as his flesh is roasted from the heat of the cauldron as the oil begins spilling all the way down as Embrourie engages himself in fire and surges directly towards him.
Well, there's a good show.
As a reaction, I will Misty Step.
Using the bardic inspiration.
Using the
die.
bardic-
Okay.
Where are you missing step 2? I'll meet you there.
I'm not telling you. You're doing me no favors.
He doesn't have time. He's
You'll see where I
literally
end up,
the
probably.
oil is coming towards you. You realize that as you're
Yeah.
running, you're setting things on fire.
Oh yeah.
Everything goes real quick in your head, and you just vanish. And where are you, Missy stepping? Just ahead
Ideally,
of
depending on how far I just ran and where, I mean,
I would say you would have run
like
about
to-
35 feet.
So I'd like to end up on top of the wall,
Done.
and ideally as close to in front of one of the other, and basically
It'd be the other guy who, I mean,
Yeah.
they're both still alive. He didn't kill that one. He just,
Yeah, but my
Mostly.
goal is to still thinking that wasn't a clean spill, that if I just run through them, that there will be some oil residue that lights up.
well, what I will say is as you, Misty, step up to the top of the wall, and Gabriel, you can see this happening, is as the oil cascades down the wall, it hits where the Ashardalon stride has ignited the line, this 35-foot line of fire, and the whole thing just in flames as a cascade of liquid fire just surges its way down the stone walls.
And then I see him appear at the top.
And you see him appear at the top, and in the distance you kind of notice some of the other Eltharians out dealing with Roessa and Wrath kind of look over and just see this column of fire along the side of their wall. And
But they don't see him because of that, right?
No, I'm still on the side.
No, he's still a bit of a ways out. And as this fire makes its way down the wall, and you start to hear more sounds along the top as the archers kind of start to all notice as this huge beam of light surges up the side of the wall, and behind it you just have this black outline of Embrourie, who is well lit from the back, and all they can see is the shadow seems to have come up from the side of the wall as they all pull their bows.
And my thought is that because I'm using a Chardalon stride, I have if I'm running full speed, then I have about 70 feet worth of motion. So if I ran a couple of feet, Misty stepped to the top for 30 feet, my assumption is I still have enough movement to be able to blow past a lot of these guys.
Yes. So why don't we take Embraurie's mini? And let's put him on top of the wall next to one of those barrels of oil.
You got that?
I'm just going to take a moment, put back my short bow, and kind of scratch my head and say, fuck. He's not going to be happy about that one.
And I'm assuming...
Guess I better help him.
I guess the heat behind me...
Heat behind you. You look back and you see this column.
What do the
of
two
fire.
guards do?
In the gatehouse?
Yeah.
They kind of look over. They are a bit distracted at this moment as they're looking over at this column of fire.
I'm going to place my hand, as they're not paying attention, on the portcullis. And I'm going to invoke a manipulation. And I'm going to invoke Lesser Reversal. And Lesser Reversal, I may touch an object, portcullis an object, right? And as an action, I may restore it to how it was up to 24 hours ago. I would like to restore it to about half an hour ago when it opened for the cavalry to come out.
Yep.
And basically shift it back in time to
cogs
its open.
of time meander through the ethereal plane, wreathing the portcullis as the clicking of the chains grind as the portcullis works its way up, but the mechanisms do not. And so the portcullis just groans and creaks, and you hear the sound of metal shearing as it just pushes back, because the power of time is quite substantial.
Apparently.
You are reversing time on the portcullis, which is forcing itself against the locking mechanism that's holding it in place.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm going to get you to make a luck roll.
Oh, no.
Because the portcullis is going back in time, but all the chains and mechanisms and wall are not.
Okay, well, my first roll is a 1.
Oh, well, here we go.
And my second roll is a 12.
All right,
I apparently am not Gabriel. I'm very lucky.
Stone cracks form all along the side of the gate. Stones break out. There's a crumbling sound and that grinding sound of metal just being torn asunder.
They know we're here now.
Creaks its way up very loudly and aggressively up into the ceiling as the two guards immediately turn from the column of fire to the gate, seeing it go up and get their swords out and begin. You notice the familiar pulse of detecting magic.
Oh, they're going to know where I have Sanctuary on right now.
Yeah, they know where you are now.
If I've got movement to get through them before they do anything, I want to run right into the courtyard.
Okay, you may place yourself in the courtyard.
So
now,
these cool things have doors on them.
Yes, as that happens, Gabriel, what are you doing?
I guess I'll go home. Hit the pub. I'll Misty step up with Embrourie.
Just as I went invisible for the turn, but I would still there'd be fire wherever I was running, so you'd be able to see my.
It's very obvious where you are right
very
now. There's literally
obvious.
A pillar of fire beneath you.
Yeesh.
So where would you like to appear?
So right next to Embrourie, I assume.
I'll be close. Yeah, I could.
Are you on the opposite side there, maybe?
Yeah.
And kind of pincer it in.
There we go.
Okay. And as you all enter forth into the inner courtyard of this stronghold, we're going to be rolling initiative. But before that, we'll cut back to our intrepid heroes venturing deeper within the bowels of such.
Here we go.
So you step out of the office, Merrick's invisibly, and then you unleash the prismatic spray from your helm of brilliance. And yes, you can see there are several Iltharian soldiers scattered around the room who are very not prepared for this, as we can have before us, displayed on these beautiful warlock tiles by WizKids. It's very, very nice. I'm happy we get to use it after I labored over a cold, piercing table to craft these for everyone. And we shall begin then with that prismatic spray. So this is effectively surprise. They have no reason to suspect there is any kind of magic this deep into their stronghold. So would you like to run by the inner workings of prismatic spray?
So, prismatic spray is a cone, and so part of the question you were saying maybe if I went low, I could hit the people above the bed.
Yep, you
or-
should be able to hit everyone over there without hitting the people
So
on the beds.
I can't hit the two big tough guys, but I will. So Merrick's, of course, is wearing his armor, which we'll go ahead and drop the. It was about to wear off anyway. The Eltherian disguise, and essentially his helmet is just studded with these various gems that he. And he doesn't use hasn't used this one since the big final fight before, but he pulls out a glowing Sybaris shard and essentially crushes it as he raises his hand and just unleashes just a cascade of lights tumbling over and illuminating the crowd. And the way it works is everybody gets hit by a different ray. So we're just going to, and we'll find the colors and I'll just roll for each color that matters. So I'm just going to go clockwise here. All the way in the back, we have yellow is lightning damage. Moving around is cold. Back down, more cold. So cold for these two. One is fire. Oh, sorry, little guy. Next over is lightning. And so far we've got two each. Oh, and there we go. Guy in the middle gets hit by 2 bolts. And that is, blinded and possibly banished to another plane and poison damage. All right, let's start with our lightnings.
So what you're saying is...
dexterity
you should
saves, by the way.
prismatic spray Victor to another plane.
Potentially, yeah.
Victor's hiding. He's fine.
All right, so for dexterity, the highest I've gotten is a 13.
Not gonna matter. Okay, that's cute, is what I'm saying. All right, the electricity guys are not. There's 2 of them. It's not that bad. It's 28.
Okay.
These 2.
Yeah.
Okay. The cold guys. All right. 19, 30. That's better. That's 43 on the cold guys.
Okay.
And then I think fire
Sorry,
was this guy.
43 or 33?
43.
43.
That was a good one. It's better than a fireball. I mean, most of the time. However, the fire guy might actually prove me wrong on this theory. That is 33 on fire guy. So we've done lightning, cold, fire. Guy in the middle was
Blinded and banished?
Blinded and poisoned.
blinded and poisoned, right?
Oh,
okay. So the poison is going to be another good one. 37, and then let me check how this blinded business works. Oops, wrong thing.
That's the same guy who got lightning too.
Yeah.
He's having a bad day.
Wait, he's being
He got hit
banished
with
as
a
well?
flash.
I thought he was poisoned in.
I thought he was poisoned
Yeah, this-
and blinded
this guy
and
was-
banished.
Yeah,
poisoned.
these two are lightning.
Okay,
This
I
guy
gotcha.
is blinded, possibly banished, and poisoned. I'll see how the blinded.
Okay.
So the blinded thing works. Okay, on a failed save, the target is blinded. That has happened. Plus, he's had the poison damage. He must then make a wisdom save at the start of his next turn. If he saves, it ends the blindness. If he fails that saves, he's teleported to another plane of existence of the GM's choosing. It is no longer blinded, but it doesn't actually say that when that ends. I think he's just.
Oh no,
teleported
that's
to another
permanent.
plane.
Yeah, no, that's permanent.
All right,
I looked
that'd be
this
fun.
up a while back.
Yeah, send him.
You
to,
just get sent to a plane, then you're
yeah,
just there.
That'll be fun.
And if you get sent to Carcerai, well, God help your soul.
Okay, so first of all, just checking. So our high damage was 37. Does that actually take anyone off
Oh, no,
the
there
board?
was a 43.
There was a 43.
Yeah, the 37 was the poison, right?
Right, 43 is the cold.
So the two guys in the middle there,
Yep.
they have been in the various towards the door there. Yeah.
Yep.
So
These two?
the guy facing towards the door,
Yep.
and then the guy behind him. Those two guys there. That one and the one on the
And
door.
by the door.
one by the
Oh, this
Yes.
guy. Okay.
Both of them drop dead immediately.
Goodbye.
They do not have the ability to soak that much damage.
All right.
And as they do so, you realize that they must have been similar to Phil. They would have been able to go invisible as you see their rings kind of glow on their hands as they hit the ground. So
Can
they have been
I have my eye on
stopped.
those rings. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they
don't
have been
touch them.
stopped from doing that. Well, it's not the rings ability. It's just that the people who have the rings usually means that they have those types of.
I want to
abilities.
work the system and do both.
All right.
As for the rest of them, they have survived. Although the two who took cold damage look like they might be on death's door.
Okay.
They do not look happy.
So these two are bad, and this guy is blinded.
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
I've done.
All right.
He's blinded
Done my
and
piece.
poisoned, right?
Was there anything?
yeah.
Yeah, I need to
And-
leap up the stairs as soon as he started casting. I
Are you
wanted to
going
leap
for
up the
if you're going
stairs.
for the boss, he's the guy on the far side over there.
Yeah, I'm going for the guy on the stairs.
Oh, you're the
Guy-
stairs guy. I'm the boss guy.
Yeah, well, I'm worried
Okay.
about the stairs
I'm gonna
guy
help
because
you,
I
though.
think I have a feeling the stairs guy might be able to also do magic.
Okay.
Yes,
So
the
you want-
collar. The collared is
Yeah.
the one at the top.
So
Oh,
just,
okay. I'll
just,
take the boss guy.
just
okay.
because I think it's more reasonable under the circumstances and even under the bed. So, move action is get into the room. Action, prismatic spray.
Yes.
Bonus action is going to be tell Nat to help you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
using the help action to help attack the boss.
Yes.
So little flying Morforge pops out and goes.
Sweet.
And he starts swatting around, which will give you advantage on your attack.
Good luck.
I will. Oh, that's a natural 20
Oh, jeez.
and a 19.
Good job, Nat.
So yeah, you
Those
did
are both
fantastic.
hits.
All right.
He is wearing plate armor, and you have bypassed it.
Oh, fantastic. And how do you do a critical hit?
I usually just double the dice damage.
Double the dice
although,
damage. Okay, I just
yeah.
want to make sure. All right. So that is 18 points from that one.
Okay.
And then 7 and 15 more points. And then I'll go ahead and action surge. And get another crit.
Wow, those dice really
And
roll well.
an 18. 18 plus 8. So, or 18 plus 10. So 28.
That
So-
hits.
Yeah. So critical hit is 11 plus 8. So that's 19 points. And then the regular hit is 12 points. And then I'm going to use the little Tommy special that he gave me. I'm going to actually not be able to use that because that'd be bonus actions.
Bonus action. So a normal
Okay.
action becomes a bonus action.
Okay, so yeah, so as a
Well,
bonus
for
action.
a spell. So if you have a spell that's an action, you can cast it as a bonus action.
Yeah, like Unicorn Arrow, right?
Yes.
All right.
A spectral unicorn flies forth directly into the astonished Eltharian's face.
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty good. That's like a 26 to hit?
Oh, yeah, that gets him.
Okay, all right.
And he can't take reactions because he is surprised. So there's nothing he can do about it.
Oh, that's pretty good. So that's 11, 12 plus 16.
So 28 more points.
Yeah, 28 more points, and he's knocked back 5 feet.
Okay, he is flown back. And there's a loud crack as the back of his head slams into the stone wall, and he falls over and does not get up.
Yes.
He had 91 health.
That was rad.
He was utterly annihilated.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that much, but you guys can come up and help after.
So you can certainly run up those stairs. I believe you should have enough.
I think
movement
I
to
can
do
make
that.
it to him, can I not? My little short T-Rex arms. Can you help me
Sure.
run up the stairs?
I can't
1,
see.
2,
Oh, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Of course.
You can throw a spell? Oh, you can't throw a spell.
You can throw your sword. You can throw a dagger.
I can throw a dagger, but that's not going to do crap against him, so it's fine. So once I'm up at the top of the stairs, he's going to get a hit on me first. Okay. I mean, I have a crossbow, but then how do you do this changing between my crossbow and my sword thing? You're going to make me
Did you have your sword unsheathed this whole time?
Yeah, I brought it out before. Remember?
Yeah, I remember you had brought it out. I wasn't sure if you were walking around with it like that.
No, it wasn't out.
Right.
It's in my. It's
Then that's fine.
okay.
But does
But if
that
I
mean
pull out my crossbow now, next round I have to like put it away and then
Just
hit
drop
me.
it. Just let it go.
And then
then come get it later.
Cool.
It's
Sounds
reloading
great, 'cause I'm
that
gonna hit
thing
him
is going to be
I'm gonna
not
hit,
worth it
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm going to hit him with my crossbow. Or attempt.
Okay.
Because I might as well get a shot in.
Sure.
Because otherwise I'm just standing here like an idiot. That will be a 21 to hit.
That does bypass the plate armor.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is a 20.
Oh, that still gets past his plate
I just wanted to make sure because I was looking at the wrong thing. You never know. And this sucks. Oh no. Elisa. 5 points of piercing. That's it.
5 is more than 0.
5 is more than 0. You never know. I might need that 5 later. I will have my. I'm going to just drop the crossbow now and hold up my brand new.
Brand new eye electric shield.
Yeah, my new shield,
Okay.
which is right here. Okay.
And
Electricity.
Elminster. Web. Oh yes, you're casting web. That's a strength save, I believe. These guys are pretty burly. That's an 11.
Dexterity save.
Oh, it's dexterity. Well, that's unfortunate.
18.
In that case, my highest is an 11, my lowest is a 1. So
Oh, whoops. I don't think they're getting away.
they are not dexterous. They are very strong, strapping gentlemen. So the web goes. Ah! There's mana users, and that's initiative. So let's get that done.
All right.
All right.
I didn't web his mouth.
Elves.
Oh, thank God.
Did you roll high?
Yes.
Oh, I'm taking my time.
But I mean, honestly,
you did
I
pretty good.
usually
I
don't mind
like to
wasting
believe
my
that I'm
bad
just
rolls
sort
on
of
initiative
relaxing.
because
Yeah,
it's fun.
you're
I know,
like,
I really
I did my
enjoy
bit.
it.
Very
Yeah.
good. What did you
So,
get?
I have a 23.
Holy smokes. Okay. And what do we get from Elf?
19.
19. And for Merrick's?
Oh, how about an Elminster next?
No, 14.
14.
I'm 4.
Boy.
Like I said, I'm a
He's like
minor.
going,
I'm like,
man,
you
I
know,
really did good.
give you guys a chance to do your
Just
thing.
Admiring your handiwork.
Sure.
Very well then, Adira. Before this collard can act, you do get the. He is more than surprised. You're just running up. Crossbow's like, what? And he's too busy reacting to what's just happened that he hasn't even had time to get his warhammer out yet.
Awesome. I am glad to hear that because I'm going to attempt to immediately run him through with my sword because that's the best thing for me to do right now.
Very good. So you drop the crossbow,
I do.
draw the sword,
I
and
do.
charge.
I pull out. Do I still have advantage? What's happening with the advantage?
No,
That
they're
was
not.
just-
He is no longer surprised. He's
I thought we had the
reacting
advantage
alert.
for a different reason. Am I
that was
thinking
that
about
monkey.
it?
Melf
no,
had
that was
advantage.
just,
Melf
yeah,
had
and
advantage.
that's
from
gone now.
homunculus.
Yeah, but that was amazing.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I
that
will
was
attempt
fantastic. It
to
worked like a charm.
do this,
Very good.
Yep. Just saying, teamwork.
but I need the advantage so badly right now. Can I spend my inspiration that was left over in my character
Yeah.
sheet?
No, but Tommy gave inspiration.
Oh, Tom. No, he gave it to
he
you.
gave
He
it to
gave you guys
everybody,
bardic
but,
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody
I'll be
but-
honest
He
about
didn't
that
give one to Adira.
But I do
Oh.
have my inspiration that was so clever that I didn't get to use.
Yes. Look at those
know.
witchy eyes.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
I've
yay.
been so mean
it's
to
gonna
you
be
this game.
you have been. Oh, good. Thank you. All right. That will be a 24 to hit.
That gets through the plate.
I am going to spend an extra charge. Now, I can spend more than one extra charge to get the extra
You can spend a
D8.
number of charges equal to half your proficiency, I believe. So 2.
I will spend those 2 charges right now. Boop, boop.
You do not gain a charge from withering him, as he is permanently withered from the collar, but you can spend the charges.
Oh, he's already withered.
Yes.
Oh, I was
The collar,
expecting
the collar keeps him withered at all times.
Okay, well, that's okay. I get 3 of these, actually, so that's 12.
That's the self-loathing for using magical abilities.
15, 19 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will ready myself for whatever ridiculousness he's going to do with this collar.
Okay.
Which I still don't understand how it works as Adira. And so I want to, Oh, I'm up near him, though.
Yes, you'd be
So
right in front of him.
I'll
at
be
this
right
point.
in front of him. Let's see what he's going to do.
But we do get to go to Melf, whose quarry seems to have been slain valiantly.
So I guess I have a question here. Does that Does that overlook the rest of this room, or are there walls around it?
No, that does overlook the room. Yes.
Oh, it does. Okay.
It is. It is sort of like
So
the
you
top
can
of.
see me.
It is on top of Victor's office, and it is sort of an over.
Okay.
Sort of an over. So the collard was sort of surveying the room and watching things happen.
Okay. So
What's in that cage?
I can do something like move here and see. That
Yes, they would have some cover, but you could certainly see them.
Because I don't think I can't move there. And I'd like to throw a spell. I suppose magic missiles doesn't really care if he has cover or not.
That is true.
So I
Now,
will,
you are casting this in view of several of the knights.
they're webbed.
Yes.
Yeah, they can still try and dispel.
Really?
On the
They
other
can-
hand,
they can do it from a distance.
They can do
on
it
the other
from a
hand,
distance.
it will
But it will.
draw
But
reactions.
okay. Here's how the thing
That
is though.
guy's blinded.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he
These
is. He
two
can't
are
do
at
anything.
death's door. This guy's webbed.
They will see you, and they can use
they're all
their
webbed.
swords
Yeah.
to pull
Okay.
in a charge.
So they can still. So I should just stab them, is what you're telling me.
Since they're both at near death's door, you might as well finish them off.
All right. I was just trying to
Or,
help
I
her
don't
so
know,
she doesn't get
rescue the
doesn't get
cut,
killed.
the-
Nah, that's right. I'll
prisoners.
stab this guy in the webs.
Well, I mean, getting rid of the two guys who are right next to them kind of is helping.
Is it 18 and a 17?
The 18 will hit because that guy is only wearing chainmail.
All right. He takes 12 points of damage.
12, you say?
Yes.
That will finish him off.
All right.
The spear runs him through.
D2. Good job.
Making quick work of these guys. It then brings us to the collard. Backing away from Adira, you raise your shield. Now, he does not know what this is. He thinks it is a shield. He realizes that you are, of course, of the Rennick Knight Persuasion.
The Rennick Knight Persuasion.
I'm gonna have choices in a moment.
Yes, you are. So it is going to. You're right in front of him, yes?
I am.
Then he shall raise the one hand, and a blast of energy will be sent towards you.
Do I want the spell? Do I want the
That is the
charges,
question.
or do I want to hurt him?
Would you like to absorb this energy being blasted towards you?
I am going to absorb this.
You also have your shield, which would also apply as well.
Oh, can I do both? That's
Well,
the whole
the-
thing.
well, the
I
shield-
thought I had a choice
the
between
shield gi-
absorbing with my sword or blocking with the shield and making
The shield, so absorbing with your sword is a reaction, but if that succeeds, the spell completely stops.
Right.
So then the shield doesn't do anything.
Right.
If you do it with the shield, then that means you let the spell happen, which means you cannot then absorb it. So you can't do both.
Right. It's a choice between I get the charges
Yes.
or I reflect back to him.
Yes.
I am going to take the charges this time.
So you will attempt to absorb the spell.
Yes.
Okay. So this is an innate ability that it has. So this is going to use your Arcane Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's based on the CR, which is lower than your proficiency bonus, and thus
Perfect.
instant success, and
Love
you
it.
gain 1 charge.
1. I thought it was going to be more badass than that, but that's fine.
This
I will
was
take
this.
it.
He knows how to fight Iltharians because no sooner is that done
Oh, see, he was
Yeah.
drawing your reaction.
than the spell goes off.
Okay, I see how this works.
Oh, but that's fine because then I can do something for the spell.
But you've already used your reaction. And we
That-
only- oh,
yes,
do
but
you
I have
Benny?
He can have the spell go off.
Yes.
See what happens.
You still have your shield.
Right.
Um,
I did this the right way.
Yes. So
Okay.
the spell is going to happen as magical fire begins to swirl around you. Green flames with skulls emitting out. This is going to be a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, so this is not a spell attack. So
It
I
is
don't get my
not.
high. Okay.
The last one was.
That was a 20, so that will be a 27.
So you fought mages before, and this
They rolled
spell
20
is actually
save.
quite pitiful. You're guessing because they're just withered all the time, their magic is restrained. Nonetheless, it is still going to hurt, as you will take 14 necrotic damage.
Except that I don't because instead. Oh, but I have to spend my charges I just took. That's. Okay, that's fine. So I will spend the charge I just got back plus another. So I have to spend 2 Rennick charges as my oh wait, this is also
You
a
have
reaction.
combat celerity.
That's right. I do have combat celerity that gives me 2 reactions. Okay, so I will spend the 2 charges. I take half the damage, so that's 7.
This is a I'm not left-handed moment.
Yes, but I have
Reaction.
Right.
Yes.
But he now takes 7
left-handed.
as lightning damage.
Oh, look at that. Yes, the spell, green cackling skull fire swirls around you. The shield glows. There's a sort of electronic and green lightning fires out as the collard is roasted and blackened charred flesh hits the ground. That finished him off.
Oh wow!
It did exactly enough.
Oh,
to bring
because
him
he
to
was
0.
so withered.
He was.
Oh,
Well, you'd shot him
I did shoot him, but I
and
didn't
then
shoot him for very
stabbed
much.
him
That's true. I did stab him.
and then electrified him. So
Okay, fair. All right. Well, that was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Who else is in here?
It's a couple.
so that was
webbed.
that turn. So now it's Elminster.
That was his turn.
Yes.
Door, blinded, webbed.
Yeah. Blinded might disappear this round.
Guy
I'm
in
just
the
saying.
corner, webbed.
Mhm.
Pump 3 magic missiles. 1 spell. 3 magic missiles into.
Okay. So they can see you, or are you invisible?
Still invisible.
Greater invisibility? Very good. So bolts of energy come flying out of you directly into the guy as he whirls around his sword, kind of trying to figure out
He's
what's just
webbed.
happened. Yeah, he's trying. Like he's,
Oh, okay.
like he's like,
Okay,
and,
yeah, okay.
and he can't even see you. So they slam into his body. Is that the one that did the cold damage? You took the cold damage
Slam
to?
into his bidet? No, it's a lightning damage.
This is the no. I thought he was doing the web guy.
Yeah, that's lightning.
Okay, that's the one that took the lightning damage. Okay.
Oh, the suspense.
9.
9. Okay.
Is that what he says when he falls to the ground? Nine.
He does take the.
Damn,
that
he's
does
still
not kill him. He is not as
Yeah,
weak
yeah.
as some of the
I
other
figured.
ones.
It was that or end the death's door guy. And I thought, no, let's soak off some of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else from Elminster? I believe you also have one of those dice that Tom gave you. If you wanted to follow that up with a second magic missile.
Can you?
Bonus?
No,
Yeah,
he wouldn't,
that's
he
like
wouldn't
a
be able to
spell,
do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He could use it, yeah. The spellcasting rules still apply. Melf can do that because he did 2 spear attacks and then a spell. So that's a pretty good way to use that Bardic Inspiration, actually.
I thought about it.
No.
I could
nothing
have
else
actually
is-
done
Okay.
it last time because I used an item instead of a spell, but I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But instead, I used my bonus action to give you advantage. and I think that worked out.
That worked out very well.
So the, let's see, the guy who's blind,
Yes.
it is his turn.
Make a saving throw.
Is this-
Wisdom.
Yes,
that's right,
Is
'cause
this
he-
the end of his turn or the start of his turn?
Start of his
Start of his turn.
turn.
But he's blind still,
might-
yes?
He's
He's
making the
blind
saving throw
until
for
he makes
blindness.
a saving throw,
If
and
he-
then
if he-
if he makes it, he's fine. and
Right,
if
but he still
fails
has
it,
his
he's
turn to flail about.
No, it's the start of his turn.
Okay. And he's making a wisdom save?
Yes, he is.
17.
I believe that it is 18. I will double check to make sure. Dexterity. Well, excuse me. It's wisdom in this case.
Yes.
But the saving throw is 18.
Then he does not make it. And
Poof.
pops out of existence.
And he goes to
Somewhere.
Tartarus or somewhere where he belongs. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully not Abram.
No, this will
Probably
send them
not.
off to one of the outer planes. It's not going to be a nice time
I mean,
for that
if,
guy.
if so, it would be a nice little Kenneth research facility. I believe we have a bed waiting for you.
The webbed one shall struggle to move, and you'll see that the ground beneath that soldier begins to kind of crackle with green-black energy as the mana from the land, the air, and the just the very reality around him begins to absorb into the blade as it begins to push outward, causing the web to wither away.
That's not nice.
Upon which he shall charge at the nearest
It'd be me.
offender, which is you. He saw you cast a spell, and you're an elf.
I am.
He takes offense to that. Rather high exception to an elf.
A racist.
An elf wizard, one who has mana coursing through their blood, coming in here, casting spells, disrupting things.
The nerve of you.
Screams as he raises his blade and charges you down. And he is going to take some swings at you.
All right.
It is a long sword. That is an 18 to hit.
Actually, that would hit because I was doing 8 siders of damage, which means my shield was slung, which means I have an AC of 17. Did he do it at disadvantage, though?
So I did roll 2 dice because he's doing 2 attacks.
Okay, then.
At which point, so 11.
11 would miss.
So
he
it
needs 17
comes
to hit
directly
me.
towards you, but your cloak, displacing you, causes him to
Miss.
hit a version of you that does not exist. Swinging about on the backswing, he attempts once again. Well, this is easy. They're both the same number. But he only gets a 10.
Oh, all right.
So once again, the cloak
Cloak saves my bacon. All right.
moves around. Now, the guy who took cold damage, he takes his sword and grunts as the energy of the glowing blade surges into his body, and you see that some of the cold magic energy kind of flakes off of him. It doesn't heal him, but it does give him a bit of a
Temporary hit point.
bit of a temporary boost to hopefully help him get through this next little bit that he's got to deal with. So I'm gonna just and then he shall help his fellow in
Physical
charging
attack?
towards.
All right.
Yes, well, they have swords. They're
Yeah,
not too great at anything else other than that. The guy who could do really horrible things from range was slaughtered immediately. So. Ooh, that's pretty good. That is a 21 with disadvantage.
That's going to hit.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
The Runic Longsword cleaves into you for 7 slashing damage.
All right.
And he cannot pump additional Essence because he used it to strengthen his body. But you do need to make a Constitution save against the withering effect of the blade.
That's going to be horrible. Let's see if I can do well here. Well, I got a 16.
That is enough to avoid. You feel this arthritic pain course through your body, but it's no worse than any of the worst things
Does
you
it
fought.
feel like a
Greyhawk.
banshee scream? I failed a banshee scream once. Was aged 80 years.
Feels a
It
bit
kind
more
of
like being touched by a shadow.
Oh, okay.
Or white.
The shadow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's less.
Yeah, well,
pleasant.
yeah,
I've had that happen
Yes,
too.
whites
in the
and you have
mines.
not been great.
No.
Shadow knows.
Okay.
But that is so that was his first swing, and with his second swing, your cloak is currently fizzled.
Yeah, it no
Once
longer
it
works.
hits, yeah.
Once it hits, so it's just a
Yes.
17 because I'm not using my shield.
But he rolled a 16.
Okay, so I'm still.
You are able to parry it with the spear and
Yep.
riposte away. And then I believe that's it for the guys in the corner over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that then takes us to Merrick's
Oh
finally.
man, you left a couple guys for me. That's sweet.
You're welcome.
I didn't expect that. Okay, I don't know where I am in here. I'm like here. Is that
Yeah, you're over by the door. yeah.
Okay, so if I come
not
along,
you.
That's Elminster.
No.
You should be right next to him. There you go.
Yeah,
You're the
but
golden one.
It's hard for
I
him to
can't
see
tell.
because-
You're the golden child.
there we go. So I assume I can sort of come to here.
I
So
want the knife.
yeah, I agree. If I keep going, this is part of my question: is if they're facing him and I'm standing over here, am I behind them? And if so, does that mean they can't see me to negate spells?
I would say if there's a verbal component to the spell, they can hear you and thus turn.
Legitimate. Okay.
If there is no verbal component, then they have no way to know you are casting.
Well, I have a thing called a lightning launcher that is technically just a magical weapon, so I don't know if they could do anything to it anyway, but I'd rather not find out, which is just throwing bolts of lightning from my gauntlets. But
Which
the
there
main
would
point
be
is that
no-
they can't see me, there's no verbal
there
component.
be
It
no
is not
verbal. There is no way for
technically
them to know
casting a
you're
spell.
doing this.
So, of the two of these, who looks worse? Mr.
The one who took the
Bolsters?
cold damage still
looks worse.
They're both pretty equally.
If they're both pretty equally, I'm
Equally
taking
damaged.
Wet Boy because he had it coming. What do I feel like here? Here we are. I got to use my spiffy
Yeah. Roll a crit die.
Roll a crit die, exactly. Oh, that's not going to be there, but I'm feeling lucky. I'm going to use one of my luckies because, it's been a while. Okay, that is a 18.
18 will get through both the chain and shield.
Okay. And then that is oh, nice. That is 17 points of lightning damage.
Nice.
17.
Yeah. Almost max damage. And it's using the boost I only get once around.
Okay, the lightning arcs into this Iltharian, and as the lightning hits him, he starts to turn and falls to the ground.
Excellent.
No.
That then means I will use my extra attack on the other one.
He's a little more aware of you now, though.
Oh, and that's most likely because that's a 13. So yeah, 13.
Okay, yeah, he whirls and jumps out of the way as the lightning moves past between him and Mel.
Try double on him. And I could have done that, but I guess why not? We'll see what happens. I will try a magic missile on him as a bonus action with my.
Okay, he will whirl the blade, and you were casting it at.
Just first level.
Okay. The 3 bolts will fizzle from wherever you were attempting to cast it from,
Sure.
and the blade will
All
seem
right.
to gain some energy.
Just pointing out, reaction gone. Only one per cycle, so
Nice.
that's okay with me.
Okay. Adira,
Yeah.
your foe has been slain.
I got this.
There's only one left?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it?
I'm gonna hack him
I
down.
run to Phil.
Yeah, I will say to you, Melf, that it does look like that guy's kind of eyeing the door.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, he's not getting
running
past
away to
the
help tell everyone else what's going on, yeah.
So you run to Phil.
100%.
So you can head over that direction.
Right.
Phil.
And I will untie Phil.
They're very bewildered, lights are going off, the spell of ozone, all these things are happening. But when they see you, they're they sort of nod their head as much as they can.
Everybody
So they
else is
restrain down.
preoccupied?
Well, I think Melf is about to
Yeah.
finish off this guy. Yeah, go for it. It's your turn.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's 2 good hits. 25 and 28.
Both of those hit.
All right. So he takes
Unfortunately,
24, 26
for
points.
him, Elminster's web forced him to use his ability that it could have been used to beef up his armor class. So he didn't get a chance to do that. But that's gonna finish that guy
right.
off real hard. He is just run through with the spear.
Good.
So you all, if you see me running towards the line of beds, and there's a big, burly, muscular guy with black hair and a beard and whatever, and I go over, and then right next to him on the bed is a slight but still strong looking woman with long raven colored hair as I untie her and lift her out of the bed.
I appreciated that.
So
Well, they were all calling her him.
Well,
her the whole time.
couldn't know the whole time.
whatever.
Matter.
So
Kiss, 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 kiss.
We're not gonna kiss.
do they wear
even
like
more
a
so.
holy symbol or something? These guys. I guess they just have their sashes, right?
They have their sashes.
All right, I'm going to cut off the sashes of all the guys that I killed, and I'm going to tie them around my waist.
Ooh, very nice. There's always one in every party.
That's no fair, though. My guy went to Carcerai. I can't get that back.
Sure you can. Just a little jaunt.
What number was this guy? Do you know?
He was. That was him. Yes, he was 952.
All right, that one I might wear as like a headband. So
I'm just saying,
Two.
I appreciate the concept, but a guy who takes personal trophies from everyone he kills isn't in the business of making siege salves. So
And these guys, it's personal for me. I've seen what they're about.
I
I'm not a
understand.
fan.
I will continue to cut everybody free, by the way. With
Yes,
my
so you
free
just start
hand.
freeing the
100%.
prisoners, not the dying Iltharians.
Oh,
or whatever it is.
absolutely not.
Yeah, okay.
I'll step on them and kick and nudge them with my foot a little bit.
Help them pass. Speed them along.
Victor!
Shuffling of their mortal
Well, these
coil.
ones are
These are the prisoners. Yes, these ones are.
no, but the ones who are engaging in, who believe that magic should be obliterated and that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
They're-
no, the screw.
I'll go ahead and I'll just cut their throats.
Okay.
I'll dispatch them.
Yeah, speed them along through
Yeah.
their mortal coil.
Victor.
I have no truck with these.
You need to feel I need to kill anyone or
No,
take
no, I was
trophies,
actually
or,
looking
you want
at the
a finger or
close of
something?
mending and seeing if any of the prisoners needed any sort of
Oh, that's good.
succor,
Oh,
Okay.
because I do have the close of mending.
While all that is happening, of course, we are back with the distraction team, who have done a little bit of damage. Loholt, you've managed to take care of the guards
Yeah,
at the gate.
the gates that came in took out those 2 guards, so I
Embrourie,
didn't break my
you
sanctuary.
have basically lit the top of that wall on fire, right?
Yeah, what'd you do?
What didn't I do? Well, what I did was I ran up the wall. Once I noticed that I had been spotted, I thought it prudent to try to make myself a little more minimal, but also increase my speed. I blew a Chardalon's Wrath, giving me a little bit more of a boost. Then the flaming oil came over the wall at me, and I realized in that moment that it was either death or Misty Step. So I Misty Stepped to the top of the wall.
Good selection.
At which point I quickly noticed 2 knights on either end, and made my way sprinting past the archers, igniting everything behind me. And
So there was
then
another boiling cauldron of oil.
sprinting as close as I can to that thing. I
Oh my
just basically
God.
want to try to create as much chaos as possible.
So I
on
think
top
what's
of the
happening
wall.
right now is Loholt, as you're entering into the main courtyard, and the knights are immediately mobilizing to you, or they have already mobilized and have started to surround you. Up ahead, you just see the wall on the other side is just on fire. You just see 2 shadowy figures making their way along the sides.
Way to go, Darkblade.
And then the idea being, once I hit that knight, I'm going to try to shove him off the top of the wall.
Okay, well, we are going. We did roll initiative. So what is everybody's initiative?
I am at 28.
28 for Loholt.
My aura of
What do
acceleration.
we have for Gabriel?
26.
26 for Gabriel, and then for Embrourie.
16.
Really?
Wah, wah.
Hot hands. I'll get it when I need
The
it.
best for last, they say.
Okay, so we are going to start with Loholt. Now, you have taken care of the gate
Oh, yeah, the
guards
gate took them
and,
out, so I
and
just-
made your way in. The soldiers have begun to make their way towards you.
Yeah.
You can see there are some.
Are they like
archers.
this?
Yeah, there are some archers on in the back, kind of on these sort of side platforms above the walls, and then there are a couple of other knights which are starting to make their way towards you. They were not expecting a frontal assault,
No.
so they were all kind of scattered,
No.
and they've only
They
just
didn't think anyone
recently-
was getting that gate open.
No, they've only just recently gotten into a formation to come at you.
By the way, you're rubbing off on me, Rogue. There's another chest right over there on your side. Just
Oh, I see it. Don't worry. I wasn't going to bring attention to it after the first kerfuffle.
so I see there's these 2 guards down below, 2, and the rest of this is how it's set up,
Yep,
really?
yep.
I have actions. So I have Sanctuary on. So I'm not going to break Sanctuary. I'm assuming I've got about 5 rounds of it left. So for my first action,
So you are currently positioned in front of the well, which would act as some level of cover, but not
yeah,
much.
is the well like full of water there, or is it actually?
Yep, it's a well. It's a working well. It is functional.
Okay, I'm going to slow everything down here. So you see cogs of time spin around me, and no, I will not do that yet. No, I'm not gonna blow my channel divinity yet. All right, I will. These doors are closed.
Yes.
No, I don't want to break sanctuary, so I'm going to go and use the dodge action
Okay.
to invoke that, and I will stand there and basically, while dodging, bang my sword on my shoulder plate and be like, "Come, Iltherian, Zayan Ku, fresh for the taking. Come get me, cowards." As I say,
Loholt has breached the gate. Alert the Wormhewer.
you can't. You're not going to let a simple Zayan Ku take an entire fort down by himself, will you? And I'll just keep banging my amber fang
They
against
are
the
going
armor.
to come for you.
Okay, dodge action it is.
Okay.
And I'll just hope for the bloody best.
Now, Gabriel, you are currently up on the wall. The wall is the wood, kind of flooring between these stone battlements is ablaze with boiling oil that is now on fire with the magical flames from Embraurie's boots. There are a couple of soldiers still up there. Most of the archers have either jumped off the wall to try to preserve
So
themselves
who's
from
still
burning
here?
alive.
Is this guy here? Or is
So those three in the middle there, they have been finished off. They have been burned and inflamed. Whereas you have now made it to where there are some ladders leading down into the further courtyard below the wall. But they are manned by a knight each.
Are these archers dead
as
too?
well as an archer.
Okay. Well, after Misty stepping up, after repenting a little and self-reflecting on the incident that occurred, taking a deep breath and centering myself again, as a bonus action, I'll activate Blade Song and
Blade Song, activate.
just stab the shit out of Nightman.
Okay, let's do that.
Blade Song, nice.
So is that does that involve going into some kind of crazy stance? Do you do some kind of cool flourish?
No, I just get real angry. I get up on my toes. 21 to hit with the first one.
You do get through the chainmail and shield that they are currently wearing.
Am I going to prone him? When attacking someone who's prone,
You have advantage,
you have advantage.
Which would give sneak attack, but you already used sneak attack.
and they also would have disadvantage on attacks that they make while prone.
Right.
Although they will likely stand up.
They will likely stand up.
You could also try to shove him down the ladder.
Yeah, he is right here.
How far down is it?
About 10 feet.
That's not going to do anything to him.
It'll knock him prone.
Yeah,
and
but
he'll take damage.
why don't I just stab him a lot? You
Yeah,
know?
I mean that's also efficient.
You know what I mean?
That does get the job done.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to go for the damage.
Yeah, I'm going to just stab him a bunch. Oh, that's not good. 7, 8, 9, 14 on the first attack.
Okay.
And then with my second attack, because I wouldn't be able to get a spell like a cantrip off, would I?
You could certainly try.
Dun, dun, dun.
Gabriel versus an Lotharian.
The flames roar around you, the crackling fire and the smoke billowing as the orange glow illuminates the stone, only accented by the occasional glowing green of the blades drawn against you.
Can he trip, or will it can't rip?
I'll just attack him again. Just attack him again. Oh, I missed.
Natural? No.
The knight brings his shield up and just deflects the sword as he stares at you, pure hatred glaring in his eyes, reflecting back in the fire.
Yes. And I will bow to him and say good day.
You meet your end here, elf.
Oh, I don't think so, buddy.
Now, Embrourie, you are faced with a similar situation on the other side of the wall.
Mm-hmm. So my idea here is that I'm running at him at full speed, and I'm going to use Lagitang to shove him off the wall.
Okay.
So my entire goal here is just to push him over the wall into his impending doom. So here I go.
100 feet? That'll do it.
All
So
right.
burning boots. Let's do
So
it.
as Lagitang extends out and does, of course, give you advantage on this shove.
Yeah.
So I will attempt to resist it, and you have advantage on your roll.
Do it.
20.
Natural 20.
13.
All right. So
Damn.
So it's
I will-
so he's
so
off
I'm
that
just-
wall. So you go ahead.
boom. Oh, so the first shove does it?
Oh yeah,
Okay. So
He's rolled a 20.
yeah. You rolled a nat 20, dude.
I thought I had to push him twice, maybe. So
It's a Wilhelm scream.
and because I'm moving so quickly, I still have time to peek over the wall and say, "Huh, Ilitherians fall just like everybody else.
Have a nice
Do you know what happens to a
Fall.
Lotharian that falls?
See you in the fall." And then, so that was just movement.
See you.
You still have another attack.
I'll
Yeah, you
turn
can take out the
around.
other archer if you want.
And I will run. Well, my idea here, I guess, would be to try to disarm this guy, I guess, so he can't shoot at me. Or maybe I'll just try to kill him. Yeah, so then I'll just run back this way.
Yeah, you can knock him.
Can I try to shove him through into
Yep.
the lower thing.
Yep.
So I'm just going to try to shove this guy off the wall too.
Shoving everybody.
Or can I shove him off that side of the wall? All right. I got a 19 on that one.
Only.
19 total?
No, 19 plus 11.
Oh, then yes, you succeeded.
It's just a casual 30.
Casual 30. Yeah, so he goes, and he falls, and there's a little crunching sound as he takes
Feet are stuck.
Ryan is breaking this thing.
8 bludgeoning damage.
And
Hits
then
the
I'll-
ground. The wind seems to have been knocked out of him. He does appear to still be alive, but he's definitely hurting after that.
Archers, right? They crumble.
Oh, they don't appear to be that hardy.
No.
And then if I have any movement left, because I'm not sure.
You've
if I
barely
do,
moved, so you have tons.
I'm going to run back that way and just team up with.
How much movement do you have left?
Know what I'm going to do? I haven't cast any spells this turn.
Nope.
I'm going to notice what's happening over here.
Yeah, you can see Lowholt, and you can see he's starting to get surrounded from your vantage position on top of the wall.
I'm going to. How far is this distance? Like, can I? Because I have Lagitang, I can jump.
Yeah, so
Pretty
each
far.
square is 5 feet.
Yeah, it's 5, 10, 15,
So I
20,
could potentially
25, 30.
launch myself over onto
What's your
that
strength?
platform. 10.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to launch myself.
So Lagitang extends outwards as you kind of just pole vault over the entire distance,
And I'm
making
going
your
to
way.
land on this table.
All right.
And then I'm going to say,
man.
who's ready to party?
And they all whip around like, it's an elf!
Well, that takes out 2 archers for me. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. The doors in the center of this courtyard open.
All
I
right.
don't think those actually.
These particular
I think you
warlocks
just have to
house
take them
don't.
off.
Yeah.
Just take them off.
They can replace them with with open ones, but that's fine.
Yeah, we'll just take them off.
All right.
And you see that as they open, there is another one of those ones with the green collars. As he glares at you and makes a wisdom save.
Is that this blonde one here?
Yes,
Okay. It has to make a wisdom save?
for sanctuary.
Oh, right. Is it shooting at me or something?
He is doing something to you.
Oh, God.
You see he kind of strains and his veins pulse, and the rivulets of green and black run up his arms as you notice the telltale signs of mana being conjured forth.
Oh, my God.
But it seems he's struggling to pierce through the sanctuary that you've placed.
I just stare at him. I don't think so.
And unable to then target you, as he pulls the mana and it begins to channel through his body, realizing that he's got to do something with it, he turns towards where he can see Embrourie has just landed and throws it at you instead. So Embrourie, I need you to make
Who's ready to party?
a dexterity saving throw as fire of radiant energy surges around you.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
This is what I'm good at.
What'd you roll?
A 2?
Do you have advantage at all? No.
Probably not.
You are decent at dex saves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but so my dex would be what, my +5?
you whatever
it'd
your
be
dex saving
whatever
throw
your
is.
save is,
Top.
which would be,
there we
I
go.
think,
Right up there.
+9.
yeah.
No, that's not bad.
So 11?
11. Wheel,
Well,
That's not good enough.
That's not good enough. You take 28 radiant damage.
Oh,
And
no!
Divine fire cascades around your body,
What?
burning and lapping away at your flesh.
Do I have any idea what this is? Like, I just saw an
You
Altherian.
do see it is a painful and a struggle for this man to do it, but he does have this smile as he watches you recoil in pain as the
The
fire.
28.
I've never seen something like this before.
It is at that point that many arrows attempt to make their way towards Lowholt.
How many? So those 2 archers are still
So
firing
those
at me,
two
or-
archers are not going to be firing at you. It'll
This
be
one
the
here?
2 over on the side there, so they're going to make their wisdom saves. And they are going to not roll super high. What is your spell save DC?
17.
17. They are going to get like 11. So
Yeah.
they can't shoot you,
Uh,
meaning they must choose a different target. And the cleanest target they have is Embrourie right now.
Oh, shit.
Got to be standing on that table, eh, buddy?
That's kind of the thing, yeah. So they're both going to fire at you.
So are they firing longbows?
Yes.
Is it outside of okay.
Longbows have a range of 100.
Yeah, they're good. If they're short bows, they would have.
No, they are longbows. However, I have rolled at highest A 13.
Ha! Yeah.
So you just,
Yeah.
as the arrows sink off the wall behind you. The two guys up there with you, Gabriel, the one drops his bow and grabs a Rennick dagger as he comes for you, as you're now completely in melee with him. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
No.
Right. So you that is deflected off, and the knight on the other side also takes a swing at you. 2 swipes with his Rennick longsword with an 18 to hit.
Oh no.
Once again, that is
baby.
deflected as well.
Oh, that's because your blade
That's because
song?
I'm singing. I'm blade singing.
And as he does that, you see that the wood around him, which is sort of beginning to catch flame, begins to kind of rot slightly and wither away as the area around him, and you feel the ground beneath you surge with anti-magic energy of ioscence as the sword begins to glow a little bit brighter, and you find yourself kind of having a bit of a hard time breathing, as if the air has gone really thin all of a sudden.
Heat.
Get out of there.
And those guys on the wall and the gate are all going to charge at low hold.
So
Holy.
30. That guy can get in there for 30. And this guy's coming down the wall here?
Yep.
So he's going to jump down for
Yep.
like half his movement?
Yep.
Is he going to just do double move at this
Yep.
point?
They're just going to do whatever they can to surround you.
All right. 5, 10, 15. Half move.
And I'll make some wisdom saves.
20. As far as he can go. This guy's going through the door at me as well?
Yep.
Yeah, well, say he gets in there with some cover if you'd like. This guy can probably make it here as well. Oh, God. Yeah.
It's okay. I'll fireball them.
Don't forget. These two not coming after me now, right?
No, they're going to go. They turn and head toward them.
What about these guys all over here?
They are also going to come towards you.
Toward me?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I am the prize.
You are. The two up there with you, Embrourie, though, they will take some swings at you.
Well, because I get an attack of opportunity on one of them as
You
they
do.
close.
So he
Okay.
comes through the door.
You can't use an attack of opportunity to do another type of attack, like a disarm or
Sure
a
you can.
trip or something. Yeah.
It's an attack.
Okay. Cool. Well, then I will use my attack of opportunity to try to disarm.
Okay. So what's going to happen, I believe, there is you're going to make a weapon attack. Your DC is going to be his athletics check.
Starting to think this wasn't the best idea.
Do you get advantage on everything?
I get advantage on shove and
Disarm.
disarm.
Nice.
25.
All right, he rears his sword back as he comes up at you, and you just kind of flip Lajitang up, and the sword goes sailing away as he kind of watches that sail off. And he is unable to strike you with his sword, so instead just goes into, like, basically fisticuff you.
Okay.
And so instead of him making a critical hit with his longsword, he makes a critical hit with his gauntlet.
Oof.
So you only take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I challenge you to a duel.
And the other one comes at you
Mm-hmm.
as well. And he's going to swing at you with a 19.
That hits.
Okay. You're going to take 7 slashing damage as the Rennick blade cuts into you. And you must make a constitution save as you feel the mana within your body be
save.
surged into its sword.
Nice.
Nice. 15.
Okay. You are able to resist the effect of the mana being drawn, the withering of your body.
And these knights are really hungry.
It is uncomfortable, but you are able to slog
this
through
is
it.
uncomfortable. Stop it.
Now, as for you, Lowhold, I failed my checks. The wisdom
All
saves.
those guys failed wisdom.
Well, some of them dashed.
Oh, I
So
see.
the
Well,
first- the
yeah,
first-
you
the
get about
first-
4
The
on
first 2 that came at you
Yeah.
failed their wisdom saves. And then I got a 14.
failed.
So they are unable to attack you as they run up and they kind of see that you've got some sort of
I'm just gonna be like,
barrier around you.
you think this is the real Lowholt? It
And-
is.
You would know that some Iltharians would be able to just outstretch and remove the sanctuary from you. These ones don't appear to be strong enough to do that. But the tower in the far back, you do see that there are some archers up there as well. And they also are going to attempt to shoot at you.
Perhaps.
And they will not be able to get past the sanctuary. So they're going to about face towards, they hear some combat behind them and they see Gabriel over there. So they will both take a shot at you, sir, with a 22 to hit each.
Would this count as cover for him?
True, you do have +2 to cover. plus 2 AC for cover.
Shield.
Very good. So magic shield goes up.
Yep.
The Eltharian in front of you absorbs it.
Just auto absorbs.
He auto absorbs.
Reaction.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if there's a roll or not. I don't know the class very well.
You're casting at first level, I assume.
Well, yeah.
Then they raise their sword and notice as the shield begins to surround you, there's a flash of green, and then it gets sucked away out into the night next to you as he just glares at you.
And it uses his reaction, right?
It does.
I would know how many reactions, like how
Most
many.
of them only have one.
Okay.
Usually the
That's what I
commanding
thought.
officers have more, but this one would only have
Which means on my turn, I can sklouse.
I do have 2 arrows coming at you with...
Yeah, they both hit. If they're 22,
perfect.
they both hit.
You're going to take 12 piercing damage.
I'll uncanny dodge the first one that hits me.
Okay, so the first hit then is 6 piercing and 7 poison.
Okay.
Can you uncanny dodge poison?
No. Poison
so
arrows.
6 damage.
6
and then
damage, 6
how much-
piercing, 7 poison.
6
You
piercing,
need to make
7
a Constitution
poison.
save against withering.
11.
Really?
What do you mean, really?
You are withered, sir. Now, what this means is that any HP that you try to recover will only be temporary, and any save DCs for any of your effects go down by 2.
Doesn't one of the diamond skull things give me advantage?
Oh, the diamond skull itself?
The artifact that he's wearing around his neck.
No, I thought it gave me to charisma or to con.
The second attack is the same. 6 piercing and 7 poison.
Oh, God.
So 12, 14, 28? No, 26. Damn.
Yeah.
Time to get out of there, buddy.
Yeah, I think this might be one of those, like, hit them at hard.
But I believe that's all of them.
Oh, that's it.
So, Loholt, you are very surrounded.
Yeah, I'm
As
very
all the
surrounded.
knights just charge at you, and they just continue to try to wail on you with their swords, and the sanctuary gives you a little bit of protection. And obviously, you can hear shouts for the worm hewers. It's Loholt, he's returned! You heard the worm hewer. Whoever kills him gets free booze for a month.
So, as a reaction, I will use suspend.
Okay.
So I
So all of
suspend
them
time,
just stop mid-swing, mid...
and I will take only Gabriel and Embrourie into suspend.
You're going to have to shout a little bit.
Time freezes for a moment.
And they can't suck that up?
No, it's time. It's chronomancy.
Oh, it's time magic. Oh.
Time construct. So suspend goes off. It's not a spell. And everything gets frozen in time, but we are allowed to have a mental conversation for 1 minute of real time. I don't believe we're going to be able to do this. We need to retreat.
It's starting to go bad really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I suggest...
I'm okay.
2 arrows sticking out of you.
I'm going to leave through the way that I came. I suggest you do the same, and let's reconnect at some other time.
Okay, sounds good.
I will create a diversion. Do as much damage as you can to them, and we will retreat. Good luck, friends.
And
Time goes
they
back to
continue
reality.
wailing on
And
you.
so as soon as that time comes back, I'm going to move. So you can make as many attacks of opportunity.
That's going to be everybody.
10, 15, 20, 25. So yeah, So there's 4 or 5 of them that can make attacks.
One of them made it through.
Wisdom saves? Yep.
2 of them made it through.
Okay.
So 2 of them are going to be making attacks against you.
Yes, attacks. An opportunity attack.
Yes.
And the one opportunity attack, my living cloak will give him disadvantage.
Okay,
Slap his
that's going to
face
be a
few
miss
times.
then as the cloak slaps that one away as
I
you
back up.
retreat.
Yep.
And then the other one
Should have taken cloak of displays.
will manage to get which your armor class? It's because I got a 23 here.
That hits.
Yeah. Okay.
How much do I take?
7 slashing damage, and
Yep.
you need to make a Constitution save for withered, and then again on your concentration.
Oh, that's right. Concentration. Constitution. Ooh. I'm going to use Selective Destiny to gain advantage on that.
Okay.
Sorry, not advantage, to become proficient
Yes.
in it. So that is 7, plus the proficiency is 11, 15.
For the wither,
Yeah,
that's enough.
I know. So that's so that ability is gone.
And then you need to make a concentration save. So Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw again. I'm proficient this round for it.
You are.
All right. That is 16.
That's enough.
Okay.
You maintain concentration on Sanctuary.
Son of a gun. 5, 10, 20, 25 around the corner. So that was my movement. And now for my action. Okay, buddy, time to come out. Help. You see the statue crack open, the particles of light burst again, and I immediately got mounted on this cool little model. This gonna mount onto this Pegasus right here. And that's my movement for this turn.
Okay.
But I got 5 feet left, so I will maybe fly up a little bit. This is a 100-foot wall, and just hold my sanctuary as best I can. And that was. I have one bonus action left. I will shout from behind the wall. Just basically giving an incantation of how amazing we are as friends, and give bardic inspiration to you, Embrourie. Because all you need to do is hear me. So you gain the bardic inspiration to be able to speed up your casting of spells.
You got a friend
in me.
Yeah.
You got a friend in me. Gabriel's more competent. No, I'm kidding. No. So I will give him bardic inspiration, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Gabriel, you are currently engaged in melee with an archer who has a dagger and a knight who just absorbed your shield spell.
Well,
and you have also taken 2 arrows to the chest. You feel the poison coursing through you and the withering of your body.
It's time to party.
okay. I am going to cast.
You gonna cast?
Cast.
Oh,
His reaction has been
his
spent.
reaction's gone.
Yeah.
Activating a magic item is a what?
Depends on the item.
Cloak of Gargoyle.
What does that let you do again?
Fly.
Action.
Whole action?
Yep. God, just like the Cloak of Flying.
Then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
Jump off the end.
Excellent. Both of them use their frontline tactics to make opportunity attacks regardless of disengage.
Oh, you're still blade singing, though, right?
Yep.
They were defenders. Good
all
description.
Right. The dagger does swing out at you just as you jump away, but the sword does catch you in the side a little bit as you back through it.
What's the armor class?
It is a 21.
Shield.
The archer's dagger glows bright as the archer absorbs the spell.
Oh,
Okay.
sadness.
And you are hit for 7 slashing damage.
I'll uncanny dodge that one.
Okay. It just slightly nicks you in the back as you make your way down.
I think we did our job.
And then, when I'm free up, I'll fly.
Okay. You use your action to cause the cloak to animate out as 2 large stone-like wings wrap themselves around you.
We're out.
Yep.
Embrourie.
Am I at the top of a wall?
Just be clear, Loholt. You're on the ground still with the Pegasus, right?
I had about 5 feet of movement left, so I'm going to just start to lift off. Yeah.
Levitating slightly. Okay.
So my back is to the wall, right? I'm not in a room right
correct.
now.
No, you're sort of in like this sort of like weird like raised tower type structure.
How high up is he?
It's not as high as the main wall. It's about halfway up. So you're only about 5 or so feet up.
I'm getting out of here. Don't worry about me.
No, I'm not worried at you.
Well, you should be worried about me. If that was a trick.
I'm a little.
Statement. I want you to worry about me sometimes.
Well, now's not that time.
I'm going to take a moment and survey the 4 Iltherians surrounding me. I'm going to look them each in the eyes for a brief moment and say, "You don't have to be this way. There's still time to change." And with that, I'll turn around and I'm going to run as quickly as I can over the side of the wall using my Cloak of Arachnia and my 70-foot movement.
The knight in front of you will take a swipe.
Because of the Chardalon's boots, I don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Doesn't matter.
What?
It's the type
Doesn't even have a weapon.
They're defenders.
He's going to punch your butt.
Yeah, these particular Iltherians are trained in a fighting style, which allows them to attack. Well, actually, you're not disengaging though, right? I'm
just getting out.
Oh, then you are fine. Okay.
It's right. There's the
it's only
loophole.
disengaged.
There
It's
we
only
go.
disengaged.
So as I'm running down the wall, I'll gauge to where I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. I'll draw my veil stepping crossbow and fire at 120 feet away, and then teleport that way,
Okay.
and then make for the tree line.
Okay. Gabriel, you're the closest to the wall,
How are
and Lowhold,
you
you're the
getting
closest
outta
to the
here?
gate.
I'm flying away right now. Apparently, it's going to get sucked up. It's like,
How many years have we been fighting Altherians?
You hear a gruff sort of sound. You hear a door slam open, and the tower in the center of the courtyard, there's this echoing roar. And you hear a voice echo from within. He's not getting away from me. And surging out of the tower is a very strong-looking Iltharian knight. The number 1 on his orange sash, a green axe, large, great axe in his hands, and a Rennick crown atop his head.
Oh, man.
Riding atop an emerald green dragonelle.
what? Oh,
With Rennick armor, barding, and a collar and chains wrapped around its neck.
what? Okie dokie.
You won't outrun me. Meanwhile, further on, deeper inside the complex.
All right, all the Eltharians have been slain. You were calling for Victor while untying
Was
things. So
Victor.
Victor,
It's fine. I told you it'd be fine. It's fine.
it is
Come on
utter
out.
carnage.
So this is what you call fine. That's
Yeah.
Yes, it's fine.
it's pretty par for the course, I suppose.
Have you seen what's being done to these guys? I think in terms of relative
They only
fineness.
recently moved into our side of the laboratories.
Alright.
It's not.
I'll shake the blood from my dagger, like wipe it off on the dead body, put it away, and you see like I have 984 and a sash in my head.
Oh, how gauche.
I mean, we didn't kill all of them. I mean, the one guy's fine. I mean, incarcerate, but I still fine.
Again,
We're not
don't know
followers
what the
of fashion.
carcerai is,
We
but
set fashions. Wizards do. Now,
right, yes. Suppose the room is the very definition of the word clear.
Okay.
we need
Here's
you
the
to
thing,
take
kid.
all Rennick off you now.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm going to need my wrench.
I mean, that's an issue. I can get you out of here. You don't have to solve it. The problem is, if I'm going to do that, we need to know how to find 66 before I take you out. So, unless you want to come with
Convey
us
your
there,
army.
can you draw us a map? I mean, what can you do?
Let me take you to at least to the door, and I will unlock the way down. Then, get me out.
Yeah, all right.
It will be easy to find from that door.
Trust me. It's the only thing on the level.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that works.
Put your wrench in this and don't let it touch my friends.
I'm going to need it.
I'm going to
Please.
have to. Yeah. As long
To
as
let
it's in the
let you in.
box. I just need to
After.
cast a spell on you to get you out safe. I hope you can handle that. You know it's scary, but
Yes, but take it to the door first, then get me out.
that's right.
And I'll need my wrench to open the door, and then fine, you can.
You can keep the wrench in the box. It'll be
You
fine.
can keep your wrench, just put it away so it doesn't accidentally touch one of my friends.
Yeah, all right.
Take
Fine.
it. I don't need it.
This is a different pouch than the one that has those plans in it, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Maybe don't show him the plans.
Yeah.
He does not. No, that's a totally different pouch.
Yeah, okay.
That's in this pouch.
Color coded.
Yes.
Kind of like looks around and goes, "It is.
Hint, folks. It's actually in this pouch.
It is a
I
pity.
mean, no. Yeah, sure.
He's
It's a
got a
pity
copy in
for
his pouch, so
for what's happening to their souls, but don't know enough about it to properly ascertain."
For one who doesn't know of gods, why do you speak of souls?
Oh, there are far more tangible things than gods.
Funny, I've spoken to several. I do not think so, and I have no soul, as I am an elf. But anyway, I digress.
Things are different over there.
I decidedly don't know what over there is, and perhaps a part of me doesn't really want to know, but
We'll get you out of this.
Yes. Good. Excellent. We are of an understanding. This way, and do be cautious how much you're using that. And he kind of just looks over to your sword. Goes,
It's a spear, but
her.
her.
To
Sorry.
my sword?
Yeah, he goes, you don't want to end up like them eventually.
Like who?
He gestures to the
Corpses.
Yes.
the corpses, but more towards like the people that were on like the
The rack.
and stuff like that. He goes, well, just be careful how much you're using your essence.
So at this point, Phil is sort of gotten out of the straps and is sort of lolling slightly, sort of eyes half closed, barely just kind of recognizing you, Adira, and just kind of grasping your arm very weakly.
Kiss, 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 kiss. These are such babies.
I think she wants us to grow up.
I never.
I refuse.
Filigree, are you okay?
That you're here. I should have not come back. You were right. They were on to me.
Can you take her out too? How many people can you take on this thing?
The flight I wouldn't be able to do. We could get her invisible, I'm sure, from someone, and we
I have
could
a
go
fly
together.
spell.
Oh, okay, well, hit her.
Right there.
Yeah, hit her.
Okay.
She's not wearing her armor or anything, I would
No, they
assume.
stripped all that off of her.
All right, sure.
So, I mean, she's on board because
Wait to do it until.
Actually, here's the cool. I'm just double checking, just because you're you. You don't have a way to let people breathe like an air bubble spell or anything like that, do you?
I would have to do a short rest and then cast water.
Crap. I was just thinking if we could just get you guys to breathe, I could put you in the bag of holding, and that would make life much easier.
Bag of what?
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll do this the hard way.
Definitely
but,
don't want Rennick going in there, though. Let's just make that very clear.
that would be bad news.
oh well, but they'll be fine.
I'm
We'll do the
worried about
flight
so
thing.
many spells being used right now because we are about to go meet with 66, but
It's actually not that many. It's an invisibility spell, flight spell.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, if we could, not that I'm trying to play favorites here, but I am. I'd like her to be able to get out of here, and she
yeah.
would be on board
That's-
more so than the others, I think, because I don't know why the others are here, but at least she is part of my resistance.
And that's the plan of giving her the flight spell is
Yeah.
she can then do whatever she wants to do. We're keeping Vic safe with the knights and such. If she wants to fly away,
No, I would tell her to go
Yeah.
and stay and be safe because
all right.
I will listen to you this time.
it'll be okay.
You get one, and then
So,
Alright.
Well,
please.
it's a lovely reunion.
This will not hurt. You fly.
We have to find the door, though.
this is
Right.
rather interesting. I've never been on the other side of the spell before.
All right.
But show us this door. And
yeah,
let's
well,
get
yeah,
these guys
she's
out
the
of here.
door. And then she's going to fly
Yeah.
with you.
This way. And I will start.
It's very rare that I ask someone to show me the door. It's happening.
So once again, door, hallways, more such and such. Were you doing anything to stop people from going into that room at all?
I don't have an arcane lock. Anyone have something like that?
Game log. We took a short rest. How long do short rests take?
I mean, I would
these
like to
days?
rescue the
An
rest of
hour.
the people also somehow, but
How long
we can
does a
set them
short
free.
rest take?
An hour.
An hour. Yeah. Yeah.
There is, you could like shove things up against the door, like there's some simple stuff you could do there, but
Anyone have some yellow tape?
I mean, I'm just saying, if we
once Lowholt starts flying back over this way, he's going to be seen.
Right.
So I don't
Oh,
think we
wait a
even
minute.
have that time.
Yep.
I will say, Victor, that you would know that if you are able to sever the Rennick cable or wire to this door, it would be stuck, closed.
Okay. Good point.
You could
How much air
seize
would
it.
they have?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. That's
Yeah.
the basic principle. It's
A reasonable
circuit.
amount.
Okay.
I already see where your brain is going there.
It would
yeah,
completely
let's-
ruin the door, but you know, why do we care?
Absolutely. Do you
Not
want
like
people
I
going back and getting your
helped make
stuff?
that door. starts pulling his little wagon and
Hector,
goes,
let
I'm
it go.
fine. I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Do you ever want to see the door again?
Oh, cut the bloody cables.
If we do it to that door out there, rather than the...
No, wait, that's
Yeah,
what we're
yes,
doing.
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot more area.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're sealing that room.
Yeah, so just
Yep, taking us to the good
door
going.
is closed and will not open no matter how much iOS and C pump.
Are we going to disguise ourselves again to walk around the hallways, or no?
Isn't it a little late
I
now?
will point out, you could just put on.
Yeah, let's just
Yes,
grab their costumes. I think
They have
that's a
big
great
pointy ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can wear a
I'll
hood.
use
hood up.
I'll use
Put a
disguise.
helmet.
I'll use disguise self.
Okay. All right.
Their robes have cowls. She wears it all.
And I'm making us invisible, so
Okay. Yes.
They do have hoods.
They do have hoods.
They have.
All right,
Fascinating.
I'll put on
As
one
long as
of
you
like
keep
an
your, as long as you keep your
infiltrator.
head down, you
Yeah.
should be okay.
All right.
You should be fine.
This tingle. Is it supposed
Spears
to
and-
tingle?
it's supposed to tingle.
It's
That's
supposed
part
to
of the-
tingle.
How do you
That's
deal
actually
with that?
something
Spears
I
fine,
added.
spear-
It's like
some
a
of
magic
them
thing.
Some have
Spears.
spears. Okay. All right.
Give in to the tingle.
Oh,
The
no,
tingling is a
no,
bonus effect.
no. Don't like that. Let's keep walking.
All right.
Yeah, some of them have swords.
You
Most of them
have
have
to give in
swords.
to the
Some
tingle
use
sooner
spears.
or later. You
Some
get
use
to like
axes.
I will also quickly, as we're moving along, look to Adira and go, in my invisible form,
Invisibility.
here next to you. To be clear, were you being snide before, or do you actually not know what it is you're generating when you create that energy?
I know what I'm generating.
But do you know what it costs?
What does it cost?
Oh, my dear. Oh, goodness. Oh, I thought you were just messing with me. You're serious. Well, maybe this shall be the last trustworthy parting gift, I suppose, of this arrangement. You're shredding your own soul, darling. Infinitesimally. But every single time, just a little bit more gets shredded away. The ones that were on the racks, as you call them, tables. Well, let's just say my best theory is they're the ones that shred just a little bit too much. So, just be careful how long you choose to walk with that verdant light, because it will eventually burn you up.
I've been walking with this light for much longer than they have.
Well, then you must have an exceptionally strong spirit. But I guarantee you, the IO rights and the Wither rights are not wrong. The League of Rights have done much research. It takes time, and the time varies, but it is a clock that you cannot stop. So just be aware. Will come for me too one day if I don't leave this completely behind me. Well, enough of that dour topic. Next right.
Before you stands a similar door to what you saw before, but it is a double door. Much more intricate and elaborate. And this corridor is filled with dust, as if no one patrols or comes this way almost at all. There's a faint, scant path through the center from maybe one or two people have occasionally gone down this way, but you are in, it is almost eerily quiet. You don't hear any of the alarm or the shouts or any patrols. You have gone to some far recess of the stronghold that would have been previously almost unknown about.
Area 66.
Can you open the door?
One moment. He just presses what looks to be just a random piece of the wall, and you see like a spark of iOS go through his hand, and it ricochets down the wall and the floor, and you see a brief, like the entire floor briefly flashes in between the tiles green and then dulls, and he goes, "Now we can go forward." As he walks towards the door, he holds up the case, pulls out his wrench and goes, "Should just be a bit of override here. Oh, change the locks. That's fine. That's fine. He starts moving various, like, what almost look like recessed cogs on the sides of the door, and sparks start flowing through it. A couple times you see the door kind of creak, and he like stops and goes, "Okay, no, it's that one."
Green lights ensconced in glass along the wall kind of flicker slightly.
And after about like 60 or so seconds of him adjusting, finally, you see all four spark in unison, and the door
leads to a small about 5 foot by 5 foot chamber.
That will take you down. The rest is fairly self-explanatory. I've done my end of the bargain.
All right,
A
let's
question,
get you out of
if
here.
you will.
Great, now kill him. Just kidding.
A question, if you will.
The red kind of goes up and goes, "I couldn't stop you, but everyone else will."
Question. Does
Yes.
the going down cubicle work with the door jammed open?
Oh, that's,
Theoretically.
it should. Yes.
Okay.
Good to know.
Good to know. Thank you.
Well, I'll be back
Okay.
as quickly as possible. Let me escort our two friends out of here and see if we can pick
Put
up.
it back.
Fly to freedom, Victor.
I'd
Pick
say
up
we just
kid.
wait for him right
Victor.
here. Yeah.
Drop your cloak and never look back.
We got dental.
Victor Friedman.
He basically holds up his hand, and there's like a little tiny like spark of green at the top of his finger, and he just pushes it into his sash and just like incinerates the middle a bit, just so that like the number is actually just kind of like the 2877 is kind of burned away a bit, and he goes, "I'm gonna have to fix this coat."
Such a beautiful effect that's
All right,
because he's
magic
invisible.
man.
but
Let's get out of here.
Still beautiful.
Well, that would have been visible because the green wouldn't have been invisible. So that,
Yeah.
Okay. So I will escort the two of them out as quickly as possible. Take to the air. With Phil can fly. I will take Vic with me, and find Lowholt as quickly as we can. Make sure that the two
To safety.
get
for
to
the
safety
green.
with the silver blades and
To safety and freedom, Victor.
lead Lowholt back.
Phil does give an invisible clasp to Adira.
Oh, she's
As you
invisible.
can kind of see, like some of the invisibility kind of fade as it reaches around your armor, and then kind of resume back again as she pulls away. And though you don't see it, you are used to her being invisible, and so you know that she is now gone.
See you soon.
And as we left the other heroes dangling by the thread of the worm hewer himself riding atop a dragonelle, chasing them through the sky, what have you done?
Wait. I thought he was a dragon slayer, not a dragon purveyor.
Would you like to ask him what he's doing?
No. I mean,
I
so
wouldn't.
I don't know the dragons here because I'm behind the wall.
Message.
Sir,
Who can see this?
everyone. It's very obvious. He has surged up and he is surveying the land. He's going to be able to see you.
So he sees me in midair.
He's
like
going to be able to see you. The only two who are flying are Gabriel, who's a little easier to notice as the worm hewer kind of halves his axe and looks down at you. Lunchtime. And he yanks the reins, and this thing surges down towards you, Gabriel.
Fuck.
Opening its maw, you see acid dripping from its fangs as it begins to sail towards you. And
Okay.
a stream of acid spittle comes directly towards you.
Oh, you get the breath weapon.
Please, so the acid spit flies past, and with a nat 1,
Good.
you are able to
I'm gonna use my reaction to set it on fire.
That's a rare
Come
miss.
back
move out of the
on
way,
face.
but it is still coming towards you with its jaws open wide.
So it's chasing after him.
Where is Lowholt?
Oh, so wait,
Behind you.
So he can't see me there.
It's not that he can't see you, it's that he's not noticed you yet, because Gabriel was a lot more obvious, so he's going straight for Gabriel
Right.
first, who is currently flying in the air with his stone wings emanating from the
Now
cave.
I know that. So I'm basically still somewhat tucked behind the wall.
Yes,
Where's Embrourie? Do I know?
he's on the complete other side of the fortress.
And I know that Roessa's out shooting arrows.
And Wrath
Wrath is somewhere in the
out there
woods.
with them too, yeah.
You think I could shoot this guy prone? from the air.
Dude, that would be amazing. Do that as an escape. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Just in the air.
You can certainly try.
Do it. All right. I'm gonna stay.
What else I can do? I'm gonna run.
So now I know that this guy's chasing Gabriel, so he's not going to be there to take on Merrick's or Elminster or any of those guys.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So I can't take off. I need to be near. So maybe what I'll do is I will skirt the tower and just kind of stay low and keep the Pegasus kind of hovering the grass line, even though it's like basically blowing light out. I'll just kind of skirt the tower side and wherever there's commotion, I'll go to the opposite.
Come around
direction.
back on there on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, come around back behind him, basically.
Yeah, where I think Elminster and the team went. I think this is sufficient enough distraction. I would like to know where they are.
Okay. Now, Embrourie, you're heading off. I think you're fairly safe. You can see all this happening behind you.
Yeah,
You see a dragon chasing Gabriel.
exactly. And so once I'm safely behind, I'm assuming nobody's really paying attention to where I was.
Not really,
at this
no.
point. I mean, I'm about 200 feet away at this. So then I'm going to start making my way towards where I think Gabriel might be going.
Okay. And Gabriel? It's your
Gabriel,
choice
what are
now
you
at this
gonna do?
point.
What are you doing?
Well, I'll shoot him. Try to shoot him prone.
Okay.
And
Are you targeting the rider or the Dragonel?
I mean, well, shooting the dragon. How am I supposed to knock a dragon prone?
I don't know, but could you knock the rider off the horse?
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If I hit the rider, let's just hit the rider.
From the ground, how high up? Where is this happening in relation to?
I'm going to say, well, this is from the top of the walls where Gabriel was, and he came out, so we're already talking like 100-something in the air.
Gotcha.
All right, make that attack roll then. Now, if you want to get sneak attack on this, you're going to have to steady aim, which means you can't move. Yep. So,
And I get advantage.
yes,
That's okay. But I can fall.
Oh my god.
I can stop falling.
that's true.
Which
You still got you've got the bardic inspiration. All right. All right. I don't want to put any pressure on you.
there's no pressure.
Can you just roll well?
24.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit the rider. That'll get old Wormhewer.
We do elf things with elf bows.
What's your damage?
10.
Okay, but that's not exactly what you're going for.
Yeah.
So, all right. So it is a direct hit directly on him, and he begins to fall in the sky. And the Dragonel kind of veers to go down to try and catch him as they both collide into the ground. Dust erupts from the ground. You're not quite sure what's just happened. What do you want to do now?
Yell.
You've made
Holy fucking work!
You do see archers starting to get themselves
And
ready
then
on
I
the
just-
walls and aiming up towards
As I'm
you.
falling, bring the wings back out and
you did the Will Scarlet moment, or it's F me. It worked.
Okay.
and I'm just leaving. At best, I'll use a cantrip message on Embrourie to send him a meeting point.
Okay, then you guys will convene once
Yeah.
the dust
No,
clears.
he's sending me to the wrong place.
I'm sending him to the place where all the dust is.
Where the Dragonel went
That was
down.
me. That's where I fell. Come help me.
Go here. Go here. in the
Where are
dust,
you,
in the
Gabriel?
dust. Roar.
And as for you, Loholt, as you come around back up at the side, you hear a familiar voice coming from the space next to you. And that will be where we end the session.
What?
On this side.
With a familiar voice?
Yes.
Power down.